Yo, what's up? What's up, Solid? Travis, how are you? I'm pretty good. Got up a little bit ago. How you guys doing? Did you guys get the notification for this? I just posted in Discord, but we're gonna hit up some Python maybe tomorrow. A lot to do today. Maurice, how you doing, man? Travis, you say hello in every video, and you're always here. Rafa, what's up, dude? What's up? WhatsApp.com. Vale, what's up, dude? Notification squad? I've never had a notification squad before, so that's neat. How you guys doing? How's your Sunday? How's your weekend? You planning for tomorrow? You guys writing down your goals? That's what you gotta do, right? Got that new YouTube notification? Hey, that's a first. Haven't been getting YouTube notifications in a while. You're about to fall asleep, then I woke you up. Well, I mean, you still go to sleep, dude. It's up to you. Armand, what's up, dude? Don't you work today? You're at work, right? I'm just writing down my goals. Next stop, silver play button, right? Might as well just go big. Travel with your family. Spend time learning float and clear. I don't necessarily know if you need to learn clear. It's more of just a kind of a fix, a copy paste fix you can find from wherever. Congrats on 16K. Thanks. Next up 16.5, I guess. I don't know. Gotta make some more videos today. I was supposed to make like 3 videos yesterday, but I just didn't make it happen. It's my fault. Slacking. Ben, what's up, dude? How's it going? Welcome aboard. It's really early. This is probably the most awkward time to stream, seeing as everyone just wants to chill on their Sundays, or they're out hiking, especially summertime. It's like the worst time to stream, but it's fine. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. So I was thinking about finding some hiring managers here on LinkedIn, and then slacking equals wow. Yeah, no. How many subs do you need for a silver play button? 100,000. I have a video that I pre-recorded in February saying congratulations on 100K subs, and then it's set to release in a year, and I don't know if that's gonna happen. I used to play Arma. Yeah, I played like DayZ, not normal Arma. Maybe Arma 3. I just like flying planes in DayZ. What does the industry think about older junior programmers? Nobody. I mean, ageism is a real thing, but if you find the right company, they don't care. Anthony, good morning. It's not 8:55 a.m. for me, so the gym's actually not open yet, so I can't go. Have I tried Microsoft Flight Sim? It's funny you asked that. I actually have the CD in my closet over there. It's bad. I'd rather play X-Plane. A couple days ago, how can you learn responsive web design? Download the themes and start checking the code. Yeah, that's what you could do, pretty much. So you can reverse engineer. I mean, you can also go to, if you Google Bootstrap templates, there's a website for that. My gym isn't open and it's 9 a.m. On the weekends, it's a climbing gym, so it opens at 9. On the weekdays, it opens at 6. I'm just glad that it's open 7 days a week. There's a lot of gyms here that are just closed on Sundays, which is stupid. I want to go lift weights. Ageism equals what age? It depends on the company. Age doesn't matter. For some, it might be 35. For some, it might be 45. When learning, do you need to memorize code? Thanks for your time. Nah, David, you don't. The goal is not to memorize. I'd say especially when you're junior, it's okay to copy and paste. It's totally fine to go on Stack Overflow, copy paste someone else's code, and use that and figure out how that's working. Memorizing an answer is never the solution, because in an interview, they're going to give you a question that most likely you haven't memorized, and it's better for you to be able to figure that out than, yeah. The director of Dumb and Dumber wrote himself $1 million check instead of 5-year date. So 100K is achievable. Well, I set a 1-year date, and I'm only at 16.3% of the way to 100K. But, you know, I'll get there. At this rate, if I can just get a couple thousand a month, it won't take too long. I think the Odin project would help you get a job after you complete the Odin project. The Odin project itself is like an open source community, so there's not like a dedicated resource there. Do I plan on doing robotics and Raspberry Pi? Yeah, I just need to find the time to do it, right? So I have a full-time job and my teaching job, and then I do this, and I have to make the content, edit the content. It's all there. It's all part of the plan. It just takes me a while to get to everything. Making a brand takes time. When do I think AI will take web dev jobs? Not for a while. Not in my time. Tiffany, good morning. Hello, hello. My Discord's been useful for connecting people. Yeah, I mean, having junior reports is, I don't know, it depends on the person. Depends, I mean, you should be careful when hiring, right? You shouldn't hire people that just, you know nothing. What do I think about jQuery? Yeah, it's pretty good. I still use jQuery at work. I mean, everyone's like, well, why don't you use React? Well, we don't have React as a library, so we don't use it. But we still want animations and pieces of UI that we don't want to code from scratch, so we use jQuery. It has its use cases, right? People are like, it's old. Why would you ever use that? It's garbage. It's fine. I would use that if I was making a freelance website. Like, I don't see a purpose in creating a React app for a static web page, you know? Like, just get it done. Is learning Node.js or PHP an either or? I'd learn Node.js over PHP. How would you set up a resume if you have no experience besides jobs? Yeah, so at the top, yo, Leon, what's up? Welcome. At the top of your resume, you want to include any projects that you've worked on, or at the top, put your skills. Below that, put your projects, like any personal projects. You like the intro from yesterday's video? Yeah, he's in timeout right now, so you use Ajax. Everyone uses Ajax at some point in their professional career. Where can you learn jQuery? I mean, that's a good question. A lot of places, really. Am I a mechanical engineer? Yeah, I have a mechanical engineering degree. You're just done with HTML, free code camp, tips for you to practice on your layouts. Yeah, go to awards.com with 3 W's, awards with 3 W's, and find, first time you've caught a live stream, well, welcome, glad to have you. Thanks for spending your Sunday morning or afternoon or evening with us. Go to awards.com and find one of those websites that you like, and then click on it and see how that's working. Try to recreate one of those. That'll get you working on your layouts. Don't worry about SAS and less. Just try to make it. See if you can get that far. Figure out how they're doing it. You said that I will work on AI soon. I'm not going to work on AI soon. Maybe a Raspberry Pi before that. If I could meet a celebrity that's alive, who would it be and why? Well, I mean, probably someone that can provide value to me. It's probably, a celebrity is a kind of subjective, right? You want someone in entertainment, or do you want someone like a celebrity in the business world or mindset world? No, it probably wouldn't be him. I don't know about Java. It's not my thing. I've never learned Java ever. Probably someone in like the business world, some self-help guru probably. 4th week of bootcamp, my videos, just getting out, super motivation. You can do it, dude. If I can do it, you can do it. And my bootcamp was garbo. How can you be taken seriously with no experience, and how can you take yourself seriously? It's kind of like when you first start making videos and you know that no one's going to watch it. like when I was out in public, people would be like, "Oh, you're a YouTuber. What's your YouTube?" And then you give them your channel, and they're like, they you know they're gonna go look, and you only have like 100 subscribers, and that's kind of a shitty feeling, right? Am I gonna make a startup? I don't have a reason to make a startup. I would meet Mia Khalifa. Yeah, no, probably maybe Janice Griffin. I don't know. Android project. I was working on an Android project for work, but I've also created a game in Android. My Raspberry Pi live stream. That'd be sweet. My Trello board link. Let me find it. Basically, what I'm saying, David, is that you just kind of have to bullshit yourself into confidence. I mean, even if you know a lot of stuff, it's gonna be difficult. Any good sources to practice basic JS? Yeah, Free Code Camp is like a pretty good. If you just wanna practice with some quizzes. Let's see. You have your associates in computer science. Should you get your bachelor's and keep going, or go to Dev Mountain? Don't go to Dev Mountain, Zach. They don't have a guarantee. I will say that about any place that has a job, like has no job guarantee. Don't go to it. There's no point. They're not investing in their students anymore. You're just banking on the fact that once you get out, like, okay, well, now I'm done. My $600 a month student loans are coming, but, you know, the school doesn't have to do anything for me. And I just gave them 13 grand, so don't do that. Happy Sunday. Am I going to do collabs with other YouTubers like Tough Candy? It depends if they respond. I mean, it's not like I haven't reached out, but should you put your English degree on? Yeah, I mean, put your degree if you have one. Have I gotten more ladies since starting this channel? No. Does GPA matter? Absolutely not. Take your GPA off. Only people in college think their GPA matters. You might get asked once at a huge corporation. Even galvanize that bot Hack Reactor? All right, well, ask yourself this question, R-Storms. Why did they buy Hack Reactor? Why did Hack Reactor let themselves get bought if they were so good, you know? Thanks for all the videos, great content. Thanks, Ryan, I appreciate that, man. You recently started a YouTube channel on tech and programming, but nobody takes you serious? It doesn't matter. You have to move through that. Nobody takes me serious. Wilden, hi, what's up, dude? Arquitos, welcome. Dia, hello. Yeah, Brad Traversy, he's pretty good. Udemy's not the best place to get stuff anymore. Vincent, what's up? GPA matters if you want to go further in your education. Yeah, but you don't have to do it. If you want to get an education, you don't have to do it in college, you know? Like, the actual course is on there, but I think the way Udemy runs its company a little bit, it's just like, if you feel like you need college to be educated, then you do you, man. But there are only a few careers that you need to go to college for, like being a doctor or an engineer. Like those things you probably need accreditation for, but for a web developer where you're creating websites, you don't need a third party like oversight watching you type HTML. It just doesn't matter. Mr. Boston, what's up? Tech Elevator or Tech Talent South? I have no idea. Are those like meetups? What's your opinion on Code Wars? I mean, it's a good place to practice. I'm 28 years old. Gotta say something motivational. Yeah, so it probably has to do with fitness, right? So I would say that you either spend the time to deal with your health now, or you deal with it when you're older. So you're gonna have to deal with your health at some point in your life, and so you can have a lot of problems when you're older, or you can spend the time every day to take care of it a little bit at a time and not have to deal with those problems later. That was pretty motivational for me when I don't feel like going to the gym. How much math you need for data science? Yeah, you probably need some linear algebra. You need some calculus. Vincent, I'm glad, dude. I'm glad it helped. Do I train legs? You have to train legs. I can't be like Hugh Jackman. Your bootcamp has started to apply to jobs at the end of week 5. Yeah, they want you to have 50 applications, whatever, right? Because it's just a numbers game. All you need is one to say yes. Where do I work? I work in Salt Lake City. I'm not going to tell you the name. If you want, you can go look up my LinkedIn. Data science or full stack development, they're different niches. Data science is good. Full stack development is good. They're both good. Define better. Define what you want to do all day. Yeah, I'm saying, Rochelle, yeah, it was like 4 days ago, 15. And so I guess the next stop will be silver play button. I don't know. Still can't find the Trello. It's because I'm working on getting it. Have some patience, my friend. You can see my roadmap. Is it necessary to learn R for data science? I'm not a data scientist. I know about Scala. Have I ever tried TensorFlow.js? Nope. Stephanie Beauty and Brains, hello, welcome. Welcome aboard. How many jobs did I apply after finishing my bootcamp? A lot. They told me not to apply in the middle of the bootcamp, but the rest of the bootcamp was just working on a personal project. So I was like, all right, well, if we're done learning and we're just going to work on our personal project, then I'm just going to apply because I'm not, like, I can do this at home. I don't even need to come here anymore. I was pretty salty about it. Next up, 1 million subs. I write that down, but... Can you study computer science on your own instead of studying in college? Tiffany, absolutely you can study. Would I recommend outside the U.S. to get confidence in coding? What do you mean? You still don't feel confident, right? So that's called the impostor syndrome. There's a word for it. Look it up. How much computer science do you need for web dev? I mean, you need algorithms and data structures. Probably helps for you to know C so you can handle memory management. There's a great position you apply to, pays well, remote, great environment. There's a 5-step process in the interview. Each round... Oh, you have to wait 1 more week? I mean, that seems pretty normal. Do I have a video on what basic skills you should to get better at start to applying to junior positions? Not like a really... It's really hard to tell you exactly what to do, right? Because Next Level Noob, what's up, dude? Welcome. It's really hard for me to tell you the exact skills, what to know, because it depends on where you live, what you want to code in, the jobs that, like where you live. What I mean by that is the jobs that are around you have certain specifications. They're going to be like, hey, we want JavaScript and PHP. You'll notice trends around where you live. So it's really hard, right? What motivates a guy like me to help others like you? Because I don't feel, this is kind of like a personal experiment / journey. It sounds really hipster and tree hugger, but I feel like if I can do this, which I don't feel like I can pretty much every day, but somehow everyone's like, you're doing great, and I'm like, I'm doing something. Basically, I've always wanted to help people in some capacity, but I never knew how I could do that. And now I feel like there's this whole niche of people that want to be able to change careers, and they're worried about how they did it. And I was worried about it too, because I hated my job, hated corporate America. Like, it was the worst. Hi, you're trainee, 2 years in IT. What should you get in IT jobs? I mean, A+ is so time taking. I mean, you got to do it. How did I get so many subs? You just have to keep making videos regardless of the outcome. Be outcome independent. Gabriel, what's the trend in San Francisco, Silicon Valley? Probably React.js right now and a lot of data science. Yeah, I mean, you don't need Kotlin necessarily. You could do React Native or Xamarin. If I were just graduating high school, what would I do differently? Yeah, I would have skipped college, right? Because I dropped out of college like 5 times. I have, I went to college for mechanical engineering, and then I dropped out to do international business. And then I dropped out because I really wanted to be a pilot, and I was like, you know what, I should just pursue the dream. And then the pilot's license was going to cost me $39,000 a semester, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go back to mechanical engineering. And it was just like, it's not good. So I probably would have just skipped all that and maybe just gone to a boot camp, because I built my own computer, done all the IT stuff. It feels normal, right? Is React Native hard to learn? I don't know. I haven't really messed with it. You can't really keep the imposter syndrome at bay, but what you can do is just work through it. You don't have to like get over it or go around it. Like, you can just be in it. Just be in the imposter syndrome and realize that you're there and just be okay with it. And then you can move forward. Otherwise, you're just going to be paralyzed and you're going to see this giant wall like in Game of Thrones, like the ice wall that you just can't go around, and you're just never going to do anything. If you guys could do me a favor and just hit the thumbs up button, it matches these videos with my other videos and it helps me stay relevant. I really appreciate that. If you're lurking and you don't want to do it, don't tell me what to do, streamer guy. You don't have to do it. It's all right. It's just a simple request. If you do want to hit the thumbs up, I would appreciate it. CS50 lectures, yeah. When did I start my YouTube channel? Probably, I started in like 2011, but it was just to make game videos. Yeah, but so the thing with Twitch viewers and entertainment is that you're not providing value on Twitch. You're providing very shallow entertainment value unless you're just amazing. And so you have a lot of people that end up on Twitch that think they're going to be able to do Twitch that full time just by spending 9 to 5 every day streaming to 10 viewers. But they're not providing value. They're not giving anyone anything that they can walk away with. And so it's like, you know, people on Twitch that just start and they have a Discord and they @tag everyone every time they go live. Like, what's the benefit there? Like, there was that video that kind of went viral where that guy was like, this is what it's like to stream every day. I quit my job, lost my girlfriend. Like, well, you weren't providing value to your viewers, man. Like, how do you expect to grow unless your entertainment quality is just so far through the roof and you're just either super funny or the best at the game? It's just like, yeah. I don't know. Live coding and pair coding is really difficult to do because people that join the stream need context to figure out where you're at. Or what if they join the stream and you're in the middle of a bug, right? It gets really difficult for people to stay relevant, especially if they don't care about the application that you're building or they can't walk away with anything. I look like I'm a bodybuilder, but you're not, but you look like I should be. Actually, I lift specifically for bodybuilding exercises. So I don't know if I'd call myself a professional bodybuilder, but that's the way I work out. Did I build my new PC? Actually, so I ordered my new PC parts on Thursday. I paid extra expedited shipping to get it on Saturday. And then yesterday in the middle of the day, they emailed me, or they didn't, actually, no notification. I just looked and it was just like, yeah, now arriving Wednesday. So I called them up and they're like, oh, all right, well, we'll discount the shipping for you. I was like, lady, if I didn't pay the shipping anyways, I would have gotten it on Wednesday. Don't make it seem like you're doing me a favor. Your chest is huge, but your arms are lacking. Gabriel, it's actually the reverse of that. Arms are not lacking. They're okay. I actually need to work on chest. Game of Thrones character. You're probably Tyrion. Maybe Jon Snow. Hobbies outside of programming and lifting? Yeah, I mean, video editing, that's a whole hobby in itself. Like YouTube, like making the content, that's something. But editing videos and like getting better and faster, like it takes so long to edit videos, man. I need to work on chest. I think the chest is lacking. How much can I curl? I can grab the 45 bar and put two 35s on the side, or not two 45s. I can do 35s. So 70 pounds plus 45 pounds. I can curl that maybe 4 or 5 times. I weigh 178 pounds, so my output strength ratio to what I weigh is okay for being natural. Curls for girls, 80s for the ladies, my friend. Let's see. I mean, it's okay. Like, I have a wide upper body. Do I ski at all? You love skiing. I tried to ski, but I don't know. Like, it's like $100 for a day here, and I'm not sure if I want to blow $100 to figure out if I don't like skiing. I can water ski. I can wakeboard. I know that's not the same. Go ahead and tell me. What editing software do I use? I use the Adobe Suite, After Effects, Premiere Pro. What's up, nerd? We're all nerds, dude. My nerds? What is up, my nerds? Am I happy? I'm happy with being able to help other people and seeing Like yesterday, someone messaged me on Discord that said, let me read it. Hey, I got a job as a web dev recently, and some of the knowledge for the interview came from your videos. I just wanted to say thanks. Like, sometimes it doesn't feel like anything's happening, and then you get a message like that. Am I happy where I'm at? Money doesn't make me happy anymore. The ability to work for myself is what makes me happy. Tell my dad to revive his channel. Next Level Noob. So my dad is going to be getting this desktop that I have. He doesn't have any way to edit videos right now. He has a really crappy laptop. But he's going to get this computer that I'm currently using since I'm rebuilding everything from scratch. And then I'm going to teach him how to edit videos, and he should be able to make content pretty regularly. Have I ever looked at Coding Phases stuff? They're pretty. He does like pretty niche courses, but I haven't actually like taken them yet. Or do I like travel? Yeah, I think it'd be really cool to make travel vlogs of like cool tech cities. My dad is also a YouTuber. I don't necessarily know if I'd call him a YouTuber, but he has a lot of mechanical knowledge to share. And since there's real ageism in mechanical engineering, like that's the FizzBuzz Code Challenge. I've already done that. I made a video on it. What's the trick? He makes videos on like mechanical knowledge. Like he can fix. My entire life when I grew up, he never hired anyone to come over to fix anything. If anything broke in the house, he could fix it. He built an entire second floor to the house on his own. He designed it, planned it. He can, he's like a Tony Stark in real life. I made a video where you can see like he took a bike out of a dumpster because he didn't have a car. He found a motor, attached the motor to it, replaced the chain with a motorcycle chain, and now he has like a motorized bike that goes like 40 miles an hour. But I bought him a car, so he doesn't have to do that anymore. How are your wallpapers animated? It's called Wallpaper Engine. It's like $4 on Steam. It's the only reason I bought it is for the videos to have something in the background. How much time do you think someone needs to learn code, and how much time did it take me? I'm still learning code. How much do you need to learn to get a job? That's a different story. I don't know how fast you learn, Alex. Is your question dumb? How important have other people been in my development as a developer? What's the difference between native code? I mean, I don't know. There's been a few moments where other people have helped me, but yeah, so Rochelle, basically, like, he can't get a job because no one, like, he's only worked at one company, and then that company laid him off, and so, like, he has one job on his resume for like 23 years, and then that company was like, yeah, we don't need these positions anymore, goodbye. And then he had a gap on his resume while he was trying to find a new job, and now when he goes to find a new job, everyone's like, what is this 2-year gap on your resume? And so he can't get a job. So I told him to make a YouTube channel and just start giving out the knowledge that he has. Like, do I know about syntax? I don't. Should you learn Node before you learn React? No, learn React first. How good at the Linux command line do you need? Probably, I mean, that's not... I dev on Windows, so I don't even need Linux. You just need to know the basic Unix commands. How much code does a person need to know to get an entry-level job? Define how much. Like years experience, or what languages? Is it okay to start with minimum wage for a first dev internship? If you're in the United States and you're making $7 and I think it's $7.25, $7.35, that's minimum wage in the United States, that is terrible. That is absolutely terrible. You can make $12 at In-N-Out Burger right down the road from you right now. And no. I mean, you'd be better off just walking into businesses and being like, can I make you a webpage? Don't undervalue yourself just for... I mean, at that point, you might as well just do it for free and spend the whole time looking for another job, because that's garbage. You finished a bootcamp, first tech interview on Tuesday. Any advice for dealing with imposter syndrome? It's gonna be prevalent. Just here's what the Navy SEALs do when they want to calm down before something. Hold your breath for 4 seconds, like inhale. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale. Then hold your breath for 4 seconds. So full of oxygen 4 seconds, no oxygen 4 seconds. That will calm your heart rate down. I found that to be pretty helpful while waiting for interviews. And then if you're in the moment, you can do it 1 second at a time. Just like be aware. Not only that, you have to, takes your mind off of being nervous. How long or short should a CV be? Try to keep it around 1 page. You can go to multiple pages if you feel like that job is like really going to praise more than one page, definitely do more than one page. Been out of work 7 months, you're worried that it's starting to be too long. So you have to take that into your own hands and figure out how to use the skills that you have to make money off of it, right? And so that's what worried me. Like, I was out of job for 6 months last year when I got laid off, and I'm like in this weird mid-level position. No one wants to hire me. The job before that, I had like 3 job offers at once. And so the longer you're out of work, the harder it is to get a job. Like, it's so silly how that works, but I made it to 100 people. That's a lot of people. I appreciate you spending your time with me on Sunday. I couldn't imagine speaking to a room of 100 people, but I'm glad that you're here, even if you're lurking. If you have a question, I'll be sure to answer it. What desktop tablet am I using? Currently, tabletop. I just found this at Office Mac. It was like $90. Clearance section. Web dev is hot and growing. You need to apply, but you need to apply to 1K jobs before getting a job. You just have to realize, like, all the jobs are just getting, like, so many resumes just thrown at them all the time. 200, 300, 400 resumes. My dad should try freelancing. Freelancing from what? Paul, thanks for hanging out from Ireland. How does he freelance? Like, as a carpenter, a handyman, fix-it guy? Like, he doesn't have the capital to even get that going. At your company, entry level like half a year. No prior knowledge. Yep. Python masterclass, Java masterclass. Will you be able to apply somewhere? I mean, you're able to apply somewhere anyways. I don't know much about Java, so I can't speak to that. I can say that Python has a lot of utility. So if you have cool projects to show, then definitely do it. You work on advanced programs like rendering engines and compilers. How do you go from that to web design? You need a portfolio, man. Anything with designs, portfolio based. People are, design. You think visual, SolidLink, welcome back. Any CSS frameworks? Semantic UI. I use Material UI, Bootstrap, or Bootstrap Material Design. Why doesn't your dad follow your advice and learn to code? He's just not interested in it. Like, if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, it doesn't matter. Like, if you want to learn to code just to make more money, but you're gonna hate every minute, like, it's not for you. Figure out a different way to do it. He doesn't care about code. He's a hands-on guy. He likes turning wrenches. He likes figuring things out. He's a Tony Stark, right? I get it, in Marvel he could probably code too, but this is real life. What's your opinion on Django versus Ruby on Rails? I'd go with Django because Ruby only has Ruby on Rails, whereas Python can do other things like AI, machine learning. Best way to come up with some good project ideas. Yeah, go to the Odin project. They have some pretty cool things over there. Mental blocks. Yeah, so if you go back to one of these live streams I had a couple days ago, I was having a huge mental block on like the most basic problem. And I just couldn't figure it out. And everyone in the chat is like, Josh, just do this thing. Josh, and then some other guys like, just do this thing. And I was just like, wait, hold on. They're like, just do the thing. And I'm like, all right. So I started copying and pasting answers from the chat, and they were wrong too. And I was just like, look, you guys are wrong. I'm wrong. I'm going to ignore you guys for 5 minutes because, like, just overthinking everything. Oh, man. Like, Salt Lake City, Utah, they're pretty cool. Paul, can you rephrase that? I had 20,000 pounds, no idea what you want to do career-wise. What do you mean? Fair enough. Asking if you can apply to a job is like asking a supermodel, right? And then you have to have that confidence. Go to med school. You can always go to Code Bootcamp. Go be a stripper. Your years are limited. Who says I'm already not doing that? Why do you think I work out 6 days a week? Yeah, coding for a career and like changing careers. There's a lot of people that are like, are you happy with all that money that you make? It's like, yeah, but you have to enjoy the process of going in and like problem solving every day. If you don't want to sit down and like be alone by yourself, like, then it's not going to work. You should try an asynchronous mental block. No, that'll work. Do I think Python's a good language to start? Absolutely. It's a very phonetic, easy to type. Do I think you can get a junior job without specific technologies? You have good fundamental. Yeah, I would say next level new. If you want to do that, backend's probably where it's at. You're looking for your first junior dev job in the UK. Do I think learning React will improve your chances of being hired? 100% will improve your chances of being hired. Definitely take a shot on that. If I can do it, you can do it. Artificial hype, welcome. Would I rather fight one horse-sized duck? I would take the one horse-sized duck, 100%. I think that would be a little bit more challenging. What websites, in your experience, are the most reliable for finding freelance? So Upwork, freelance.com, Fiverr's not that great. You're competing with, people. You have a bachelor's, unrelated field, working on self-teaching yourself. You're loving it. Considering getting associates, just go to the bootcamp. Go to the bootcamp. Skip the associates. Just go to the bootcamp. How many hours a day do you need to practice to work for web dev? Oh, man. That's crazy. 110 people. This is a new record for me. Welcome, everybody. A little overwhelmed. Thanks. I wasn't really feeling like doing this stream earlier, but clearly something's happening. Just making some Node.js jokes. I started learning Code Igniter. Do I think it's a good idea? I can't say too much about it. I don't know. Can you still work in computer science even though you suck at math? Absolutely. Silicon Valley. I mean, I lived Silicon Valley at my very first job at a startup. We ran out of money. They let me go. Like, I saw the emotional up and down. CEO was like, we're getting a new Series B round. Next day, they're like, they canceled our Series B round. And it was just like an emotional roller coaster. And I was just happy to be getting money. Abby Reed, hi, welcome. Eric, got a question here. Studying with Treehouse Community College, biting the bullet, going to Lambda. Oh, wait, let's see. What I recommend. Depends on your learning style, man. Do you want to be held accountable? Because if you want to be self-disciplined, Team Treehouse, it's a good way to go. Community college, I'm just going to say skip. You're not going to... Community college has no reason to hold their curriculum accountable. Like, when you graduate a college, the college doesn't give two shits if you get a job or if you make a career out of it. Like, literally, they have their money, you sat in, you took the courses. Like, there's nothing they have to do once you graduate, it's all on you. Like, but now there's all these alternatives where it's like, there's a guarantee you get your money back if we didn't teach you. Like, it's on them, not you, which is what schools used to be, but not anymore. Oh snap, Joe in the building. Just woke up, saw the live stream. Welcome aboard. Gotta support your boy Josh. Marina, and hello, welcome. Joe, how you doing, man? Sorry, I didn't see your message on Instagram. Number 2, I didn't know that you had alternate accounts on Instagram. Data science versus software development. Data science is more math, a lot more math, a lot less visual. Software developer is kind of an interchangeable term. Technically, you could be that in data science. You mean web dev? If you go to a 6-month bootcamp teaching Node, Express, React, will you be able to get a junior job? 100%. But getting a job depends on you still. How difficult is coding bootcamp? Depends on the bootcamp. And it depends on how you learn. Try to align yourself. Some Chinese programmers work 14 hours a day for 7 days a week. Is it realistic in the U.S.? Absolutely not. Hours don't matter in this knowledge work, right? If I always say this, but if I'm in the shower thinking about how to solve a problem at work, does that count as an hour work? No. Does sitting at my desk doing this, thinking about how to solve a problem, count as work? Probably to the employer, but to me, no. I think it's kind of garbage. Django versus React. I'd probably go with React, more employability right away. What's the best way to code by voice? What's the best setup? That's a good question. I haven't looked into that. Dude, it's Boogie. What? I've become Yoma Fluke. What does that even mean? More into DevOps. Starting to learn Python knowledge. I can't say too much about DevOps. I'd probably look into... I'd probably look into some Amazon Web Server stuff. Raspberry Pi automation. Automation is the bee's knees, man. That's what I would like to do, like passion-wise. You hear first junior job. You're looking for first junior job. Oh, Riku, what's up, dude? I responded. You asked me about my finished flag on the wall. I lived there. I responded to you, but they asked for a personal project. Yeah, well, this is the key. You need more than one personal project. You can't just have one. You need multiple personal projects. 100%. What's your net worth? Negative. Definitely negative net worth because I have a house. Do I have friends? I'd like to think that you guys are my friends. Does that not count? What do I think of Canada? It seems like a pretty chill place. Montreal's cool. Vancouver's got great you know, scenery. Why was that word so difficult for me? Thanks a ton. How do we get more? I make videos every day. I try to do a live stream in one video every single day, and I will keep doing that. Played some kind of elevator music. You worked hard enough, you can go home. Holy crap. You're visiting 3 different boot camps to see which one. What are some important things to look for when deciding? Look for the visiting. I don't know. If you need in person, look for the strictness. Make sure they count, you know, make sure that you're there. Why did I say to go to Sweden? I went to Finland, not Sweden. It's because I met a girl. Definitely make sure they check accountability. Definitely make sure that they're in contact with people. Make sure if their curriculum doesn't change in the middle of your cohort, something's not right. Because in between when you start in 3 months, something has changed in web development, right? They should be constantly updating their curriculum, constantly. It might seem annoying to you, but it's for your benefit. What's my opinion on using WordPress on a first internship? Seems fine, just don't get stuck in it. Can you send my resume for next Saturday? I already have a bunch of other resumes. Might be a few more Saturdays. Favorite song? I don't have a favorite song. I like the Game of Thrones Blood of My Blood song. That's a pretty good one, like piano. One big personal project or 100 small ones? How about 50 medium? Why does it have to be either or extreme? Don't hit me with that. Miss me with that logical fallacy. Do I think an employer would shame for making a tool for a game? Absolutely not. Anything that you've made is something that I would be showing off. Finished the Treehouse front-end track. Did that teach me enough to be employable? I haven't gone through the entire thing yet. I can't say. For the white or black merch, I like the black one, but it's up to you. I like the black one. Yes, you write a personal project that's public. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Riku, you should have more than one. What personal projects am I working on? I don't. I'm not working on any, Joe. I'm working on those side projects that can let me do this besides, like, you know, have to work 9 to 5. What would be the path to take for someone in the medical field or robotics? What do you have to learn to get into that? So that's biomechanical engineering. There's actually a degree for that. You might want to check that out if you're interested. A chess game written in C with AI. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely do that. C's pretty known for being challenging. Where's my clone? He's in timeout. He put a duplicate, so. Quality or quantity when it comes to GitHub projects? You need a little bit of both. High school graduates can go to Bootcamp? Absolutely. What is this video about? That's a good question. We're just hanging out. Coding phase, you know what the side projects are. Same side projects as you, my friend. Coding phase, take your $2 back. You need to save that for your end goal. I remember. Have you ever used Unity? Actually, I created a game on Unity. It's on Android and iOS. Taylor and Katie and I, we all made it together. It's called New Kid, so if you're wondering why it says that. Did people doubt you when you were learning the program? Parents, yeah, so everyone's like, why? You have this great mechanical engineering degree. Why would you give that up? You can have a nice, safe job. You can have a nice, safe, comfortable job. Like, I don't want that, man. Like, I don't want safe. I don't want comfortable. Like, I want to take the risk. That's just me, right? If you want that, you know, good for you. But living the safe life, you're just going to end up like everybody else. And, you know, everyone told me that I can't do it. Why are you doing this? You're throwing it away. Like, I can't believe I caught up. Hello. I think those are Korean characters, but welcome aboard. Thanks for the donations, Armand, Coding Phase, Joe Hill, donating because you enjoy my channel. I appreciate that. I was expecting to get maybe 20 viewers because it's a Sunday, so thank you for spending time with me. Josh. Oh, we have another Josh. How hard will it be for a high school graduate to successfully get a job after a boot camp? I mean, it's the same thing as if you were anyone else after a boot camp. Just make sure you got that. What's harder, learning mechanical engineering or learning code? Define like learning mechanical engineering. It was tough, right? I wouldn't trust someone necessarily, you know, wanting to build a bridge for a road if they didn't go to college. Exodus, I'll hook 'em. Thanks, dude. I look like just a guy. You're just a guy. I'm just a guy. How do you talk to your how to talk to your high school classmates? You know, you just gotta do it. Insane job. You love all my videos, Noah. Thanks for hanging out, man. These are the messages that keep me going. Joe, if you're still here, thanks for hanging out also. If you want to do a live stream later on your channel, sure, or, you know, whenever. What's my opinion on WordPress and PHP? Are they outdated? Yeah, WordPress is great for freelancers. If you want to set up a backend without having a 5-man team, WordPress is the, you know, it's great. It's real easy to set up, and that would be kind of where it starts and where it ends. You want to set up e-commerce site, but you don't want to make Stripe payment system from scratch. Like, there's no reason to, really. Don't let perfection be the enemy of progress. I think that's what. I'm just a Bill. Capitol Hill. Okay. All these online courses. How do you compare Udemy? Masterclass course. In Masterclass on Udemy? Can you explain? All right. So apparently Sunday is mowing your lawn day. That's fantastic. Hold. All right. If you want to be self-taught on certain computer languages, how do you motivate yourself to do it? Watch a bunch of motivational videos about how you have to take the leap, take the jump, do all that stuff. All right, well, now he's on that side. Oh my God. I opened my windows because it's nice outside. Thanks for ruining my morning, pal. Just kidding. Build your community now while you're still getting notifications being sent to users. Coding phase, Joe, is that what, like, are you convinced that your users aren't getting notifications? Applying for jobs in Europe at the moment. Interviews are rough, though. Interviews are always going to be rough. Just take it slow. If you don't know the answer to the question, it's okay to say that. I mean, if they were going to say no anyways, at least you're going to learn something, right? How about PHP? PHP is okay. You could try Laravel. Laravel and PHP is probably the most relevant. Who should I network with while going to Utah? Like, how do I network? That's a good question. I don't necessarily network anyone. You couldn't hear the mower mowing, but it's like I can't read and like hear that guy like going past my windows. It's worse. How can you learn WordPress? Hop on the Discord. There's a guy there named Aku or Sam Urbine in here. He is a WordPress wizard. He actually just landed a 50K WordPress freelancing job. Like 50K contract as a WordPress freelancer is insane. Yo, that guy with the emoji. While learning, when should you apply for jobs? Okay, all right. Here, bare minimum. You need JavaScript. You need to know Ajax API functions. You need to know maybe some Firebase. Maybe learn about Axios. Learn how React lifecycle. Mern or mean stack? I'd say Mern just because it's more relevant. Angular doesn't know what it wants to be. Is it worth my time to go to user group code meetups? I don't really like to go to code meetups because I find it's just a little awkward for me to interact with people at code meetups. It's like they're really good at code, but man, communicating with them is just so this is what I find in the people that have been doing code for a long time. So the people that teaching code, they're interested in like home brewing. They're interested in like how they binge watched a show on Netflix over the weekend and did nothing. They're interested in code. They're interested in these great new wool sweaters that are organically sourced. Like it's like going to meetups in Utah is like a hipster starter kit. Like I just can't. Joe, can you send me they pulled the plug. Really? That's sad. Post my list on Discord. In what way? Blake, no, I'm not. You appreciate all the hard work? Thanks, man. Thanks for hanging out. Shout out to everyone who does Laravel. Shout out to Joe. Considering switching to cybersecurity. I wouldn't know. I don't know. I can't really speak to cybersecurity, but there are some people in the Discord that know way more about cybersecurity than I do. 100%. To do any resume critiques? Yeah, I mean, send it on over. You saw my live stream? This is my live stream. but I'm also live. Do I have a website with some of my wisdom? Wisdom? I don't feel like I've been doing. What do I mean? Angular doesn't know what it wants to be. Angular just doesn't know. Like every month is Angular 2, Angular 4. I think we're on Angular 6 now. Can we just pick one, please? Donating for attention. Okay, I should get like, if you donate, it reads it out loud. Oh man, that'd be bad though. How should you send it? My email's in the description. E-commerce sites built with WordPress. WooCommerce is a lot cheaper than Shopify. Shopify is minimum $40 a month if you want cart recovery, which is almost mandatory. It's $70 a month. So Angular just doesn't know what it wants to be. But e-commerce sites with WordPress are just, they're good. They're cheap and they're easy to maintain. There's still add-ons. You're going to send it? Yeah. Do I do back-end development? If so, I work with C# at work right now, and the job before this was PHP. We use Symfony 2. Avoid Symfony 2 at all costs. WordPress is only worth it with WooCommerce. I mean, WordPress is all right. And other applications for freelance. Next will be Angular X. I don't know. Like the versioning of Angular is like the versioning of iPhones every year, you know, except it's every week. Making an Ionic app with API WooCommerce is legit. Dude, that sounds pretty legit. Joe, we need more special effects in your videos. You need to clone yourself. It needs to be Joe versus Joe. Recommendations to learn iOS. I'm not necessarily sure you need to know iOS because you could do React Native or Xamarin. Do I do .NET? Yeah, I do .NET with web forms, like the really old, outdated stuff. It's an old, outdated website. It needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. The problem is we have 100 customers and like over 100 databases, and it's all going through the C#. It's bad. So someone was asking me what I think of your courses, Joe. I need access to your courses so we can review them. Please sponsor me. Which laptop do I use? I have a Windows Surface tablet. So it's a Windows Surface laptop, but it's not really like, it's a tablet. It's just connected to a keyboard that pops off. Not good. .NET doesn't mean just C# or is it more? For the most part, .NET is C# with, you have these what's known as ASPX files. And then that's like HTML with, it's like a Rails file, ERB file. Have I seen the new Razer laptop? I haven't yet. Have not. 109 people, I just want to say thank you. If you're lurking, you think that I'm just some guy on the internet, it's because I am just some guy on the internet, but I appreciate you hanging out with me. Viewer number 109. You sent my resume over. Oh, I got 2. Co-op class, let's see. Stanley, got it. Thanks a lot. Is it Angular or React? Do you need them both? I would pick I just pick one or the other. Angular is good because you get to learn the model view controller structure, but there are a lot of other things that can teach you that. React is good because it's most popular right now. You know HTML, JavaScript, CSS. Can you consider yourself job ready? Yeah, well, job ready, it is defined by your personal portfolio, right? You need to have projects like, did you make a live chat app? Can they download something on their phone and run it? Is it on the Apple Store? Like cool stuff like that. You don't necessarily need to do that, but you need to have something that they can interact with, that they can inspect the page, and that they can go to the code and see that you didn't copy and paste most of it. Node.js still growing. I can't speak to that. Am I Apple or Android? I am 100% Android. Apple overcharges for garbage hardware, and they like to maintain control over everything they do. It's just my 2 cents. I get it. It's more stable for web development because of Unix, but once you get comfortable with Windows, it's just way better. How long have I been coding? Almost 3 years. Not quite. 3 years. Next January. Everyone just leaves the stream. Only 2 years? Actually, it's like 2.6 years or something. Got some videos to release this week. No. Don't support me. Go to Coding Phase's channel. He's the most down-to-earth dude that there is. He'll just tell you how it is. Go to his channel. He can be intense, right? But he'll tell you how it is. Got a question, he'll tell you how it is. Later, dude. I'm very knowledgeable. Well, so they say that if you can explain something to other people, it helps you understand it yourself, which is, what I aim for. PDF or Word? Please PDF. Please black out your stuff for me. I mean, it's not that big a deal. I'll do it, but someone new to coding, when can you start posting stuff to GitHub? Right away. Post all the stuff. Do you want to put tutorial courses up? I mean, this is what you do with tutorials and courses. You take, Mr. Boston, you take the tutorial, you modify it to be your own, right? Don't just copy a tutorial word for word. Take the tutorial and put a twist on it. Change the colors and change the content entirely. Yeah, this was the idea, but make it your own and then put that to your GitHub. You think React is better for JavaScript coders who are year on year updating new? Yeah, I mean, React is built by Facebook, and then I think Angular is like Google now, but it's just, I don't know. React is more popular. It's what the data says. Graphic design, photography. You're wanting to get back into web dev, but you suck at math. No, you don't need much math. Back end, you might need some math. Basic, you might need to know logarithms, right? So get familiar with logarithms, basic algebra, add, divide, multiply, that stuff. Square root, probably. We'll be critiquing stuff on or off stream. Off stream. It'll be in the next one. You don't need much math. If you're worried about having to know calculus, don't worry about that, right? So this is the most math that you need, right? So 2x equals 4, solve for x. Can you do that? All right, you're probably good for web dev. You got to go. Team wants a final stand-up, but it's Sunday. What you doing, Rochelle? It's Sunday. Put your foot down. They better be reimbursing you for that. Time is valuable. You like to code but hate feeling ignorant all the time. What you feel is impostor syndrome. Rochelle, that's some stuff I would have a hard conversation about. I mean, yeah, you don't necessarily need math. What's the hardest thing about my job? Politics in the office. How's the merch going? Is it picking up? So I have a bunch of t-shirts. If you guys want something on the t-shirts, let me know. I just made some random stuff, but no one is buying my t-shirts. It's so sad. I haven't looked, right? Because, yeah. I don't talk about it. It's a failed venture. I'm just kidding. I'll link it if you want to see. Get a sticker. I'm getting a sticker so that I can put it on my wall. It's gonna be legit. Okay. Maybe you should just play Stardew Valley during stand-up. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I did play WoW Legion during stand-up a couple times while I was waiting. Graphic design track in high school. Is that worth putting on your web dev? I don't know what they taught you in the graphic design. Do I know Dylan Israel? I don't. Is it plagiarism to copy, for example, like animations from online and use it on your site? What do you mean animations? Most animations are coming from open source libraries, so not really. Interested in robotics, what would I recommend? Look up machine automation. Mechatronics is what you're looking for. So if you want to go to school for that, robotics is not, there's no boot camps for robotics right now. Maybe try with Arduinos, Raspberry Pi, look into 3D printing. Favorite charting library, HiCharts or D3. Sub to code phase, nice. Waiting for the day when you have a software business and you'll hire people. So you're waiting for when I start my own software business? That'd be cool. Like I don't care. I don't care about hours worked. I don't care about any of that. Rochelle, thanks for hanging. Get some ideas for basic Python project. Okay, so Jacob, here. Go to Team Treehouse, go to the tech degree, and then look at the Python web development one, and then it says build real projects, and then you can see the example projects. What do I think about Udacity? I sent them an email, but they're kind of expensive. It's like $800 a course or something. When I was talking with the Lambda School creator, how much IT do you need to be a dev? I mean, you should know basic stuff, right? Like maybe, know some stuff about your computer, GPU, CPU. Maybe you should be able to build one. Basic networking concepts. Start a remote web dev business? Absolutely. Can I talk a bit about office politics? So you guys just want me to do Karen's voice again, right? You guys want me to talk about how Karen in accounting, and they went swimming at the local community pool, and then he didn't fit in his little swimmers anymore because he's just growing so fast. Like, I don't care, Karen, about your weekend adventure to the community pool. Then we got Janet in HR, right? I don't care. Catch you in Discord later, dude. Thanks for the donation. I appreciate it. All the donations. It's awesome. No one ever mods you in a live. You can't just say that and then expect it to get don't guilt trip me. I've seen the name here this first time. Come here 3 more times and I'll mod you. Do I watch Who is America? No. What do I think on Go, the programming language, Golang? Haven't touched it specifically. You don't mean this in a funny way, but I'm a handsome fellow. I don't know how. I think I'm okay. Thanks for being awesome. They're not words over a screen. I'm helping people. I hope so. It's hard for me to see the tangible results, right? I can't see you walk into the interview, but I'm glad. Any thoughts on Drupal? That's a CMS, right? We're back to Josh. A single mom with 3 kids? No. There's probably a reason that she's a single mom. I'm just kidding. The husband could have been a douchebag too. How much matters to employers? I mean, this is a pretty hot topic, right? So, coding skills is the answer. University degree. The university, like I said this earlier in the stream, but the university has no responsibility for you once you finish. You're paying an obscene amount of money to go to a college that places no investment on you. They don't help you find an internship. They don't care what happens to you when you graduate. They don't help you write a resume. They don't have they have really crappy career services office. They just don't care. You're learning outdated stuff. What is native code? What makes it native? See React Native? That's just the term for it. I don't necessarily know the answer to that. Experience, portfolio, can you communicate? 20% of software life is coding, and the other 80% is being able to communicate your problems and explain how you're working through them. There's a lot of people who are great at coding, but yeah, universities are just businesses that parents love to push you for. Most of the universities, colleges have good internship programs. Well, most of the colleges that I've seen around me don't actually care, and they're really competitive, and they put you with something, I don't know. Do I code on my day off? No, not really. I mean, I code every day. At some point. I have some students later today that I need to code with, so I'm sure I'll code then. Do I use SAS at work? Actually, yes, I do. Yeah, I mean, I have a mechanical engineering degree, and the things that I could walk away with right now are maybe analyzing. If I wanted to think what I could use in real life, what I know with my mechanical engineering degree, I could probably model something in SolidWorks. I could probably figure out how these houses are built and how they chose the material to build the house and why they're shaped the way they are. But, what can I do with that to provide value, for myself. Nothing really. Longest code I ever wrote? I don't know. We have like a huge CSS file. It's not fun. Do I offer private tutoring classes? I have a Patreon perk, David. I don't really advertise it that much, but it's like, it's more expensive than like Team Treehouse, or, you know, go at your own pace, but it's less expensive than a bootcamp, but it's, you know, make a house. Yeah, I'll pass. Hardest code? I don't know. If I wrote it, it must not have been that hard. Like, because I think the hard part would have been before I put it on the paper. Ha, you are a fat noob. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Thanks for hanging out on Sunday, Mart. Appreciate your time. Marco. The Croatian Marco is back. What do I mean by portfolio? You need like a list of cool projects that you've made. Like, so when you're doing a tutorial on Udemy, they're like, hey, we're going to make this chat application or a grocery shopping application. Like, so what if you do it in the terminal? All right, take that next level, take it out of the JavaScript console, and then put it on an HTML page. All right, boom, now it's the same project but totally different, and they can click through it. How far is Logan City? About an hour and a half. Stickman, you're the man, bro. I'm glad. Hey, I'm not sure if you sent me your resume, but I appreciate it. Thanks for making my Sunday, man. When using React for one page, is it practical to inline everything? I would say it's better to outsource. It's better, in general, it's best practice to take your CSS and put it in a separate file. There's no reason to cloud so you have a React file, right? You have a component that you want to reuse. If you reuse that component, you're going to take the CSS from that too if it's inline automatically. What if you don't want to do that? What do I think of Pluralsight? Pluralsight is for like IT stuff more. It's more a business to business type deal. What questions did you ask yourself? Hey, that's a good. No one ever says that. You should actually, ask yourself questions. It's weird, but it works. Applying for a code bootcamp to determine if this is the right career choice. Ask yourself, are you okay with sitting alone for long periods of time coding? Are you okay with feeling like you're never going to figure something out and then you figure it out and then do that 100 more times? Are you okay with knowing that you're never going to know everything, and even if you did, it'd be outdated? Are you okay with knowing that you're going to have to be learning for most of your life and that these jobs go up and down a lot? What is SAS useful for? Nesting. You can use mixin, which are like variables also. So if you have like a theme or a logo that you want to put a color on, you can use SAS to set a variable for it, and then you just use one variable everywhere rather than, Do I want to travel? Absolutely. I'd like to go to New Zealand. I'd like to go back to Finland now that I have money and can actually not eat toothpaste sandwiches. I've never taken a Cybrary course. Android or iOS? I'm Android. Brush your hair, please. I'm sorry that my hair triggers you. Laravel 5.6 tutorial? That's awfully specific. Just look up Laracasts. Which phone do I use? I have an LG V20. Let's see. It's old and outdated. It's so funny. I think there's like some planned obsolescence going on with this phone right now, for real though. How did I find my tutoring job? I found it on Indeed. Ionic versus NativeScript versus native. I can't answer that because I've never worked with Ionic or NativeScript. Can I share with you my first day in work experience? All right, I showed up. He handed me a laptop. He's like, all right, just go ahead and get your environment set up. We're using Postgres. I was like, what's a Postgres? And then he was like, all right, well, you don't know Ruby on Rails, so here's a book. Or I said, I don't know Ruby on Rails. He's like, oh, well, just learn it. And I was like, okay, well, how about a book? Do I meditate? Yeah. Which is worse, being older or being out of work for a while? Probably age. I don't know. It depends on you. If you apply to a large company, they're going to think of their investment as not worth it because you could just leave, right? Or retire. That's what they worry about my dad. How do I meditate? I sit and I breathe. I try not to think thoughts, or you just watch the thoughts rather than engage with them, right? So I'll just be sitting on the ground or my couch or wherever, close my eyes, and then I'll be thinking like, I wonder what I'm going to cook for dinner tonight. Yeah, I think I want to cook like some pizza or something. And then like I have to remember like, oh shit, stop, back up, just breathe. Thanks for recommending the book Grit. It's pretty good, dude. I really like it. Have you ever seen new employees that got fired because she couldn't code properly? Yeah, I've seen lots of employees come and go. Actually, the company I work at has had a lot of people coming and going this past year. It's pretty insane. Chris, why? Take it back. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. If you refuse to take it back. Also, Chris, let me know when you're done with your move to the West Coast, because for real, we gotta bring you on. How long have I been meditating? Have I noticed any significant benefits? Chris, I appreciate it, man. I don't really know what else to say. It doesn't seem real, but you worked for those $19.99, and you're giving that work to me in the form of cash, and thank you. Thank you. Chris, I was serious. We gotta do it. You said that you'll let me know when you're done moving. You're really busy. I was like, all right, I got you. I've noticed some benefits in meditation in that I'm able to catch myself thinking thoughts that aren't necessarily true, and then I'm able to just put them to the side. Do I want to have kids? No, I do not. I'd rather adopt a child. I feel like there's a lot of kids out there without parents already that I could adopt a kid and help that person out. I don't necessarily feel the need to create one of my own biological kids to see what it looks like, you know? Chris, come on, man. Your girlfriend is gonna get pissed, dude. She's gonna look at the shared bank account. She's gonna be like, Chris, what is this YouTube? How's it going with keto? Sanjeev, thanks, man. Do I want my bloodline to end? I mean, that's a weird question. I'm indifferent about it. That seems like that's a I don't care, right? Why should I care? There's a lot of people out there. I don't necessarily need to share my blood. What is that, like, selfish, weird question? I'm just gonna code a Raspberry Pi with my personality to do these live streams for me, right? My thoughts on Golang. I can't really speak to it. Is meditating a different word for the marijuana? Yeah, no. So I don't do any of that. I don't drink. I don't smoke. If you want to do that, you know, good for you. You do you. I'm a firm believer of that. I don't do that. Never considered yourself a hardware person. Does it matter for a career? I mean, you need to know basic hardware concepts like GPU, RAM. You need to know if you're going to run a virtual machine, you're going to need to know that virtual machine is going to take a lot of RAM. Have I ever tried it? My sister made weed cookies once when I was like 18, and then I ate the cookie, and I was like, I just want to eat all the cookies now. Like, I was already fat at the time, so maybe I couldn't. It was the munchies, or it was me just being fat. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm straight edge person. You do you. I don't find anything from that for myself. Is whiteboarding similar to waterboarding? Feels like that in the middle of it. With all that sweat you got going, them asking you questions you don't know. Oh, man. Chris, thanks again, man. I appreciate that. I keep seeing them up there at the top chat. I don't know what to say. How do I deal with troubled coworkers? You don't. Have I used Firebase? Yeah, I used Firebase before it got bought out with Google, pretty much. And now it's bought out with Google, and I think the interface is a lot easier to use. But it's just a great way to make like a little mini hosted JSON for you that you can pull data from. I know that you were doing a live tutorial in the Discord teaching people how to do Ajax with Firebase and React, and you were doing it by adult film star names. Do I fast? Yeah, so I usually fast until about 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock. I wake up pretty early. Any good books I recommend that are technical? Technical books I find don't do as much. I rather jump into something and just break a bunch of stuff. What personal habits should you cultivate? Yeah, waking up early. Definitely be okay with waking up early. Definitely be okay with not playing games if you're a big gamer. Definitely be okay with giving up some things. I mean, you're going to get stuck. You're going to have to feel okay with being stuck. Where am I from? I'm from Georgia originally. How do you deal with depression? You move through it, my friend. You work with it. You work out. Try to increase your serotonin levels. That's what they give you. That's the pill. The pill that they give you for depression is an SSRI, right? Serotonin reuptake, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. That's what it stands for. Anyways, it improves your serotonin. It's a chemical imbalance. If you work out, the same thing happens. I've been depressed before. They've given me SSRIs. I took them for a while. I couldn't remember what I had for breakfast the night before, and I was like, you know what? I'm done with these. I'm not taking these anymore. Now I just work out. So if I don't work out for a couple days, I start to feel depressed, and I start to feel like I don't want to work out. And then because I meditate, I'm aware that these are all bullshit thoughts, and I go work out, and then I'm back to normal. How would you find a job doing UI UX or front end? Do they keep those separate? You'll find a mix. You'll find people that claim that they're unicorns and that they can do both. Like, I'm a UI UX and front end developer, but how good is your UI UX though? Video games cure your depression. Video games remove you from having to think about your depression. Ever worked at a top 50 company? No. Not interested in working for large corporations. I don't need a stamp on my resume from some large corporation to say you're a good coder, or a manager to be like, great job, Josh, you did really great this week. Here's your $25 Amazon gift card. Or like when a corporation like, thanks for working, those 30 hours extra yesterday. We really appreciate it because we got that $400,000 contract because of you, and now we're gonna reward you by giving you a free McDonald's lunch today. Like, so you just made like $100,000, and I get $5 Amazon gift card. Yeah, no, I'm gonna pass on that. No large corporations for me. I don't take validation from other people. This whole thing is a experience to prove to myself I can do something. Longest time I worked on a project? Probably for as long as I've been employed. How do you go about quitting video games you've invested so much time into? All right, Sam Ruth, directly for you. This is called a sunk cost logical fallacy. You say, because I've done something for so long, I can't stop doing something. It's mostly about the manager, not the company. Sure, I suppose. I've just seen what happened when I worked at a large corporation. I had managers on managers, and then like if I wanted to do something, everything had to be approved by 10 people. Like, I don't know. This whole thing is an experiment for myself to figure out if I can do something. And when a manager says great work, it's like, all right, fine, but I already knew that because It's not that I'm not open to advice and that I don't want to learn. It's just that I don't need other people's approval. I just don't feel the need. EB Games, what's up, dude? You're out of business. Stop coming here. I mean, I've had a job with like 7 bosses before. I was like, this would be a really great way to optimize stuff. And they were like, all right, well, we'll pass that information on. And I was just like, all right. You try to code every day, you find you're exhausted after work. Even more so if you nap. Yeah, so there's a specific amount of time you should nap. Don't nap for more than 45 minutes or you'll fall into REM sleep, right? The really deep REM sleep. And then it'll really suck when you wake up. You find it difficult to fully immerse yourself the way that you can on weekends. Maybe you don't need to necessarily fully immerse yourself. You just need, so use the times during the week to build that routine rather than try to immerse yourself. Just build the routine, man. That's what will keep you going for the weekend. So if you're already aware that the weekends are where the work gets done, just use that 5 days a week to sit and do something for an hour. What website for startup? AngelList. Easy. Patrick, I'm not sure why you're so upset or why you're so curious about my personal life. You know? Let's see. Communication skills. You have a speech impediment? That's fine. Just tell them that you have a speech impediment. No one's gonna say anything. I mean, Patrick is obvious classic troll, but I'm not sure what would prompt someone to go to a live stream and type these things out. I can't imagine doing that. Like, going to someone's stream and being like, do you like dick? Haha, faggot. Like, you know? Like, classic troll, you know? I mean, that one doesn't even make sense. Yeah, sure. We'll just ban him. Goodbye, Patrick. Which program is best to use the code? I'm currently using Notepad++. I know there's something better. Thoughts on Ruby? It only has Sinatra and Ruby on Rails. That's the thing, right? How do you handle situations when you don't make the deadlines? This is the thing, man. You got to be proactive. There's probably a moment where you know that you're not going to make the deadline. So you need to be transparent about that. I would be more mad when you don't make the deadline and you knew that you weren't going to make it than if you didn't and then you're just like, "Oh, well, what happened?" Like, you knew what happened. Just tell me. One day on-site tech tests working on live projects. Is this a standard approach? Depends on the company. I know Google does that. Good evening from the UK. Welcome, Sly Dragon. Thanks for hanging out. Have I ever traveled just for the purpose of traveling? I mean, I've wanted to, but I have so much stuff to do all the time. I don't know what I would feel like if I took a day off or a week off. Since you stutter, it never gives you the chance to express yourself professionally and creatively. That's fine, dude. There's Slack and Skype. Just use Slack and Skype. What you need to do is just be like, look, I stutter a lot in the interview. It's going to be more difficult for me to explain my thoughts verbally while I'm doing this. However, let me solve this and I can do it for you. Or maybe ask for a take-home test. You're excusing yourself before someone else can do it for you. You know what I mean? Just give it a shot. Can I call Google for an interview and see how I do? Yeah, I had a recruiter on LinkedIn ask me if I wanted to work at Google, and I just didn't respond. What are the best questions you should answer? How to create a proper vision board. Where do you see yourself? Right? It's a vision board. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? What are the things that you need to get there materially, personally? Who do you want to be? Who do you see yourself as, right? So if you see yourself as this person now, I'm sure people that have role models, they see themselves as a hero or a role model or, you know, bodybuilder or whoever. Craig, welcome aboard. Any updates about the applying to jobs I didn't feel qualified for? Yeah, they probably Googled my name and then they were like, this guy's just pulling our chain. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Also, I did that video live. I didn't actually like put everything down that I normally would do, you know. I didn't. Basically, a bunch of them said no. 4 of them said no, and 1 of them said do this second thing, and I just haven't done it because I don't want to do it. Yeah, so exactly what Chris says. Things get done. Can you produce the work? Can you accomplish the task? Am I planning to do YouTube collabs? Only with the people that will communicate back with me. That's the problem. I want to do the YouTube, but if I send an email and then people don't. Oh, actually, people have emailed me to do YouTube collabs. I have to respond. I totally forgot. Thanks for reminding me. I don't want to be that guy. I'm over here talking about people don't answer, and then I'm the one not answering because I forgot. Good call, Blake. Thanks. Write that down. God always got that notepad, you know? Hold that. I'm Tech Lead Junior. Am I going to play the new WoW expansion? Probably. Do I like marketing? I love marketing. I mean, you can have the best product in the world, but if you can't get eyes on the product, it doesn't matter, right? How can you do coding bootcamp while you work full-time? You work on Saturdays too, and all the bootcamps require a Saturday session. Yeah, I know, that's tough. That's a tough one. You could maybe ask if you could skip the Saturday session and then make it up. Advice for people who enjoy coding but are somewhat lacking in social skills, general life experience, make impressions, climb into office culture. Act interested. Yeah, I mean, I would just say act interested in the product that they have. Like when I got this, when I got the job that I have now, they were like, this is our UI, this is our new UI, and I was like, all right, look, let me show you the code. And then Ginny, my boss at the time, she was like, how about we do this thing? I think it would be cool if we did this. And I was like, actually, this won't work with what you have right now, and here's why. And they were like, all right, let's hire this guy. So, you know, be interested in the application, what your job role will be. Like, can you show me what I'm going to be doing? Is there someone already doing that job now? Can I go see what they're doing and ask him some questions? Like, you know, take it to that next level. Don't just be like, well, I've answered your questions and I have nothing else to say. Goodbye. Don't do that. How was my week? It was pretty good, man. Can't complain. I mean, I'm sure people can always find ways to complain, but have I considered doing full-time YouTube? That is the goal, actually, as a matter of fact. That's why I have the merch. That's why I have the Patreon. Tips for the Google interview. Yeah, just don't be afraid you don't know something. They don't care if you know the answer right away or not. They just want to see if you can figure out how to get to it or get close to it or halfway. Could they work with you? Think about it like this. If they ask you a question, you don't know it, what would you do at work? That's what they want to see. See the work in my face? No, what you see on my face is me breaking the keto diet, and I ate a bunch of french fries yesterday, so like I'm a little bit flushed from all that glucose in my body. If you use Treehouse, work at your own pace. All right, Craig, Craig, maybe try the tech degree. Because besides like I'm doing the Treehouse thing, right? I would say if you want to do the courses, that's fine, that's great. But if you do the tech degree, all of the projects that you do are graded, like they're analyzed by other people, and then you have to take like a final exam. So it's like a boot camp at your own pace, sort of. Your mechanical engineering undergrad. Yeah, you need to start transition. I don't know. I would just quit mechanical engineering and go to a code boot camp and be like, goodbye, college. The tech degree for Treehouse. Yeah, so you could do the tech degree for Treehouse, and they have the final exam. They have 12 projects that you have to do, so you'll have a portfolio, and those projects are graded. Like, or if you want, you can one-on-one with me, right? So we could do that too. Armand. So Armand is actually, we're starting next month, but I'm going to be taking Armand from 0 to hero, 0 to job. So, is Lambda good? I mean, I think it's a pretty unique model. Personally, I'm jealous that I didn't get to go to a boot camp that invested in you in such a specific way. Last book that I read, I'm currently reading through Grit. The book before that was Mindset by Carol Dweck. You want to join like Armand? Okay, well the link for my personal like mentorship, right, is in the Patreon. So if you want, message me, we'll make it happen. We'll make a plan for you. I'll tell you the projects that you need to make. I'll make your resume, like we'll make your resume, cover letter, find you the jobs that match. We'll do all that stuff, right? What got me into computer science? I mean, I don't know. I don't necessarily know if I'm into computer science. I'm just into tech. You want to learn about operating systems. You haven't seen a boot camp that does that. It's probably because the jobs that are out there aren't profitable for them. Yeah, I mean, I have like 12K in student loan debt, so I know that feel. Why did I enter college to be a mechanical engineer? Pressure from my family to have a safe and secure, stable job. But I actually, yeah, everything about that was true, sure, but I hated my life. It was the worst. Coding schools besides Lambda. For students who want to quit Immerse full-time, it depends. The Lambda is like online. There's also Thinkful. There's also like, I mean, in person. You got to give me, I don't know where you live, so I can't recommend an in-person one for you. That's, do you sign up to my website to start teaching you? Yeah, no. So it's, if you want me to take you from 0 to job, there's a link in the description on the Patreon. It's $500 a month. Everyone's going to be like, what? That's a crazy amount, right? But it's more expensive than a Treehouse like tech degree. I get that. But it's less expensive than a code bootcamp. And then you get to my phone number. We talk every day. We sit down every week. I tell you what you need, what to do, etc. I've already done this before. I've done this with like 4 other students so far. One student got 3 job offers at the same time. It was awesome. Andy was in the EU, which is like notoriously harder. Yeah, it's $500 a month. The reason that it's priced that, which I tried to be reasonable with, is I understand it's expensive, but it's not like, you know, so I take Groupon. Best laptop for programming, anything that can run Chrome, then you're good to go. Where do you go? The link for it is in Patreon. It's in the description. Just look at the support the channel section where it says Patreon. So, you know, we make your LinkedIn, we make your resume, we make your cover letters. I make the path. You tell me what you want to do. We make the path for everything that you want. And, you know, I tell you the projects that you need to make. I review these projects. We apply to jobs together. We do interview prep. We do everything that a bootcamp would do, right? But it's less expensive than a bootcamp, right? Because I can't spend 8 hours a day with you every single day, right? Because I have a job. So that's why it's priced in the middle between the two. And then on top of that, right, I've done this before, so it's $500 a month for all that stuff. And the link for it's on the Patreon. Let's see. What language is most useful to learn? JavaScript, Python are the two most popular right now. When's a good time to make a LinkedIn? You need to have a LinkedIn no matter what. Right now, it's a good time. You live in New York. Immersive full-time. I think New York has like Flatiron Academy or Assembly or something like that. General Assembly or something. HackerRank or LeetCode. It's getting hot in here. I'm gonna open my windows up. Hold. There we go. How is the $500 a month paid? Like PayPal or debit card or what? So you pay. It's on Patreon, right? So you subscribe to the Patreon. It's a perk. So you pay through Patreon. It's not like me taking your money directly. Zur Games, hi. Would it be essential to learn Python if you're learning about Cisco routers? That seems really IT. Python probably help you though. Well, it's 10:30 in the morning. I still have shade outside, so it's not super hot yet. Oh, sorry, you don't know much about Patreon. So Patreon is like a site where people can support creators that they like or people that they like, and my goal is to do this full time, right? But I need a set amount of money to be able to pay my bills. And so I created this thinking that no one would want to do it, but apparently people want to do it. And everyone was just like, hey, do you do mentorship? Do you do this? And I was like, well, kinda. But anyways. Yeah, Armand knows. So Armand and I are starting on September 1st. But before that, we're going to sit down and meet and make it a real specific plan for him. I'm going to give him everything he needs. So it's going to be cool. Hack Reactor got bought by Galvanize. Be careful with Hack Reactor and Galvanize. They don't have... So Dave, once again, this is the rule that I try to stick with no matter what. If it doesn't have a guarantee, don't do it. Do I mentor? Do I have a mentor at work? No, not really, to be honest. My job is so, I don't know, kind of far away. Am I using agile tools at work? Well, we're only 3 people here. So if you did the Patreon thing with me, what time of day would we work together? 3-hour time difference here, Eastern time zone. We figure that out. Like I work remote a few days a week, so we figure out whenever you'd want to work. What works best for you? You want to work on Saturdays? You want to work on Sundays? That's fine. Did I have one in the past? Actually, you know Taylor on my channel? He is probably my mentor. He's the smartest dude that I know. He can build anything. That's why he's CTO at 25 years old. Yeah, Craig, so it's pretty flexible. It's like whatever works for you, we make it happen. What resources do we need to complement free code camp challenges? It's a good one. That's a real good one. Maybe the Odin project. Also, Code School has some challenges. Maybe try Code Fights. Try Code Fights or Coding Wars. Coding Game? Code Wars. Tina, I hope that you have a great Sunday. Thanks for hanging out with us. I appreciate your time. What is the mentor-mentee dynamic at Light? Well, at work, at Light, what? I mean, generally you just have a question and they try to help explain something to you. You're just like, hey, how would you go about doing this? I've been trying to do it like this, but it's not working. Or is there a better way I could do this? And they could be like, well, let's take a look. That's happened a few times. Or do you understand how this is working? Or you could be like, I get that it works, but I don't know how it works. Can you please explain to me how this is working? I would say that my mentor at work is probably like the vice president at business or the CEO of the company. They're both my mentors. Like, I learn a lot from them. What do I think? What's my concept of code phase and what capacity? Coding phase, like Joe? Or code phase, is that something else? How much do I make a year at my job? Josh put in hours. Thanks, man. Joe is a real down-to-earth guy. You ask him a question, he's going to answer it. No bullshit with Joe. How much do I make a year? $75,000 a year. Your dog needs a walk. He's giving you the look. I know that look. Do I ever want to do podcasts? Yeah, I'd like to do podcasts, but building an audience for the podcasts is a little bit tough. How do you monetize a podcast? I need to look at like Entrepreneur on Fire, but I'm not exactly sure what we talk about. Like, could this be considered a podcast to you? Would we need a topic? Would it need a dynamic that we'd have to run through from like, hello, intro section. Hello, this is our main topic of the day. Outro, shout outs, thank you, sponsorships, etc. Is that how you'd want to see it? Or would you want to see it like this? That was a really long sentence. Can I talk about the balance between technical skills and soft skills? Sure. So I need to be able to communicate what I'm doing to the CEO, which doesn't know how to code, and the vice president, which also doesn't really know how to code. And I explain what I'm doing and why some of the things that they request can't work or won't work or will take longer than they think it will to implement. When should you learn React? At what point is that next step? After you learn jQuery. You'll do a podcast when you hit 500,000. That sounds good. It's kind of like a podcast. You have to lurk because you're working. Oh, okay, makes sense. Yo, you got to go tackle some work. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Go do that. Udemy courses, other online resources I'd recommend for CSS. I don't necessarily know if Udemy has CSS courses specifically. I think it'd be better if you went to html5.up or html5up.com or awards.com and then save one of those websites, download it, and reverse that. Craig, I think I responded. If I didn't respond, my apologies. I try to take out 35 minutes every night to respond to everyone that's contacted me throughout the day and respond to all comments on YouTube and Instagram. I try to be as engaging as possible. Sorry that I missed that. How much a month is the Treehouse tech degree? I think it's $250, right? But I don't think there's a mentor involved in the meantime, which is why it's priced at what it's priced at. But you have to take the test, you get the certificate. It's $200? Okay. So, and then you make the projects, they have to be graded. So, I mean, all of these different scenarios have different applications, different purposes. David, if you do use it and you use the link in the description to do it, it supports the channel. Now, I'm just saying that you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Just letting you know if I've helped you out and you decide to do that. There's a link that helps the channel if you use it. All right, Craig. Glad I could help. All right, so I understand that sometimes it seems like I'm shilling these days, but purely from YouTube, I can't do this full time, and I'd like to do that, and I really push for that. So I'm sorry if there's 93 people here and that turns you off. I just really would like more time to do more things like this. But when 9 a.m. comes on Monday, it's like, all right, guys, I have to go now. Like, I would like to stay. Do I like F1 or Indy? I don't know. They're kind of like really fast versions of NASCAR with curvier tracks. I'm not really a car guy. I'm sorry. I know mechanical engineering. You don't like cars? I get it. Ask me about airplanes. Ask me if I'm an F-35B or an F-22 person. And we talk about that. Yeah, so the deadline's probably a soft deadline, Marco. I would just contact them and be like, look, I've been really stuck on this. I'm not entirely sure what to do. Is there any way I could extend it? Just ask. What can they say? You're at where you're at regardless. Rally sounds fun. Downhill bike racing sounds even more fun. Did that, got extension, still stuck. All right, well, you didn't say that. How can you find freelance work as a DevOps engineer? 1 year experience. They don't really trust freshers to do DevOps. That's hard. DevOps is a hard place to be because typically you start off as some sort of software person and you move into like, you're doing software, you're a coder, and then you move into the DevOps world and you're like, oh, well, he just became responsible for doing our builds, right? And then you just get shoved into that position because you're good at it. Dave. Thanks, man. I hope... Sorry, but there was the question that I couldn't answer about which one to pick in New York. Let me think on it. I just don't know all the things. How long after graduating did I decide to switch? I was employed for about 1.5 years before I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. Even if I do it curling your brand or whatever, I know, but I know what it's like to be in your guys' position. And so I know when people ask a question and he's like, well, he didn't put any effort into that answer. Like, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be like just some guy that's obviously here so that I can go buy a new car, right? Will 10 minutes of lifting a day help you getting buff? Absolutely. Just pull out your credit card. It's usually a one-armed exercise, Carl. Make sure you have some Lubriderm, assuming you're a 10 to 15 minute man. Actually, I'd really prefer to do paragliding, personally. That's why I live in Utah. So my goal is to go paragliding every morning. Am I into hardware? Define hardware. I think Arduinos would be cool. Raspberry Pi. Do I like Finnish culture? Why didn't I stay there? I didn't stay there because my wife asked for she asked for a divorce on Christmas, and so when she did that, they give you 6 months to leave the country, or they take your visa and deport you. Okay. So I had to leave. It's not why I left. I tried to find jobs there so that I could stay in Norway, Sweden, everywhere I applied, but no one got back to me. Because they have to prove they can't hire someone from the EU before they, you know. Yeah, it was on Christmas. It wasn't, you know, what was I working? What was I doing? My actual job responsibility with my mechanical engineering degree. Like I was in an office. I was responsible for $80 million worth of mechanical equipment. If something broke, I had to figure out why it was broke or what was broken, order the replacement part, tell the technicians what to do. And keep in mind, like I just got hired, right? And there's these technicians that have been solving problems that I, the engineer, whatever, am above them. This guy's been there for 13 years, straight out the military, and he's like, I'm telling him what to do, and it's like, this guy knows what to do. Like, I'm not using anything in my mechanical engineering degree that he doesn't already know, and I have to tell him what to do. I'm above him, and he's in the and so all the guys were military, and they were just looking at me like, really, bro? And I was like, no, hold on. You guys know more than me. Here's what I think it is. Is this correct? If it is, cool. Thanks for teaching me. Like, I try to stay humble about it. But anyways, if the machine broke, I had to order the part, tell them what to do, and or tell my boss. I had to tell my manager that I told the technicians what to do, even though they already knew what was wrong before I did. And they were just like, this kid straight out of college thinks he's better than us. It's like lieutenants and the military, right? You know, it's like the enlisted men that have been there for 20 years have to salute the fresh lieutenants. There's, you know, just how it is. That's what it felt like too. Why did I make my website with WordPress? Because it has a lot of functionality and I don't have a lot of time to build that functionality. Yeah, you learn from hardship. You learn from being in places that make you uncomfortable. That's why code and working out go hand in hand so well together, because code, most of the time I'm stuck or feeling like this is dumb, I want to skip this because I don't know how to do it. How do I balance providing genuine info while preserving relationships with bootcamps, employees, CEOs, contacts in general? You mean in like what I do for YouTube? What mic are you going to get next? I want something that's XLR. This is USB. I know that this has problems. I've had it for a few years now. It needs to go. Yeah, they usually respected me because I was like, look, I'm new here. I know that you guys, I'm technically telling you what to do, but I'd really like it if you could point me in the right direction so I can learn and that we can work together rather than you seeing me as just some fresh college kid having a power trip. I didn't want to be in that position. And then most of the time when when the machines were working fine, everything was good, I didn't do anything. I wrote Excel sheets and PowerPoints, and it was the worst. So Dave, this is my proposition, Dave. They give me like referral links, like affiliate links when I work with them and I tell them this, I'm like, look, I'm not going to specifically recommend or endorse any of this because it's not my job to make your stuff look good. That's your job to make your stuff look good, okay? I can't shill, but I can show the details inside and out, and I try to remove my bias as much as possible from whatever I'm reviewing. So that's why I call them overviews rather than reviews, because that means I'm putting my opinion on it. And I try not to do that when I am reviewing anything that I'm, you know, working with someone on. Like, kind of, I would say that I'm like partnering with them, right? Because every business model has a different application. Obviously, there are some that are just garbage, right? No tuition guarantee. All right, don't go to that. Like, I'm just definitely going to be there and just say that, right? Because it's just garbage. But if I find that it has a useful application, like Team Treehouse, right? So it's like Udemy, but you can buy all of the courses for one monthly fee, and then you can follow it. Or the tech degree program. Oh, maybe you don't need a mentorship, but you just want to have your projects graded and then take a test and then have a portfolio. Or Lambda School, it's like, oh, you need the boot camp, you want to be accounted for, 8 to 5 every day. They take roll and all that stuff. Like, they have different purposes. Maybe you don't have the schedule like Craig. Like, you don't have the schedule to go to one of these boot camps, and you can't, but you don't necessarily want to do a Udemy because you need some guidance, but you don't need that much guidance. Like, you can, and so that's why I work with these things and these people, because I want to showcase that there are multiple options for multiple people, and they're all legitimate options. And, right, so it's their job to make themselves look good and provide quality content, not me for me to excuse their foul play if they have any. I hope that comes across as me not shilling anything, but is my job stressful? It can be. It depends how you handle stress. What advice do you have for new YouTubers covering programming? Can you elaborate a little bit? Joe, am I going to get a condenser or a dynamic mic? I'd like to get a condenser mic just so that I can, at least I don't sound like a 15-year-old forever, This is not a fluke. How come reaction guys have more subs than me? Entertainment value, but it's shallow, right? Just shallow attention. People have goldfish attention spans. You know how you don't handle stress? Binge on French fries while on keto. Yeah, I had a Greek gyro and a large French fry with some fry sauce, and I don't regret it. I couldn't sleep very well. I mean, I sweat the salt out like all night. Woke up and like, it's not good. But I still don't regret it, because I know when I go to the gym today, I'm gonna have so much sodium in my veins. I'm gonna look like the Hulk. It's gonna be the best. Obviously, that's not good. What do I think of free code camp? Yeah, definitely do it. Check it out. And tips on networking at web dev meetups? Yeah, I just talk to people. No real, like, you want like social engineering tips? Communicate with people. Just walk up. Hey, how's it going, man? How long you been coming here? I've been coming here for, this is my first time. Whatever. Do I think anxiety in developers is common? You struggle with anxiety. Well, instead of struggling with it, just work with it. You don't. Everyone thinks they have to just get over the anxiety. Like, you can still have anxiety and do something. Just know that that's what you're doing, rather than looking for an end-all be-all solution. You'll find that when you work through it, you'll get to that end-all be-all solution, rather than just trying to go around it entirely, then through it, right? So that's the Winston Churchill thing that everyone always says, or what it is like, if you're going through hell, keep going. And that could be applied with anything. If you're going through something uncomfortable, keep going, right? Because what's the other option? You either sit still and start moving backwards, Craig, so if we do it and it's not working out, yeah, dude, no commitment. It's just a monthly thing. If we don't get along, or for whatever reason you want to do something else, or you need to take a break, or you just don't like it, just stop. It's no problem. Like, you reserve the right to be like, yeah, I don't like this guy or how he does things, and then I reserve the right to be like, yeah, it's not working if you're not doing the work, whatever, right? It probably won't be that way, but for sure, I'm not going to put a commitment on someone to be like, haha, you have to give me $1,500, but it's only $500 a month, but really it's $1,500 because you have to do 3. Like, nah, that's not. I don't think that's fair for anyone. We need to have that ramp up test time to see how we work together. You're planning on attending Lambda. Nice. Any tips for someone in a coding bootcamp? Yeah, you need to know basic loops, basic arrays, objects, and that's about it. The the Focusrite Scarlet set. All right, I'm writing this down. Marco, thanks. Thanks, David. Appreciate the comments, man. Focusrite. Is that a condenser mic? I'd really like a condenser mic for the new build. Starting a new coding job Monday. Any tips before you take 1,000,000 notes? Yeah, I mean, make sure to meet everyone. And when I say everyone, go to the accounting room and be like, hello, I'm new here. Just want to say hello. And don't be awkward about it, right? Don't let the HR lady take you around the office. You say, hey, can I go around the office? You know what I mean? Be more than just the classic developer. Good afternoon, Renee. Welcome. You have a 2012 MacBook Pro you could repair. There's a lot of Mac hate out there. I don't hate Mac. I just think they're overpriced. I mean, 2015 models are good, and I think they still have USB ports, so you don't have to go with your Thunderbolt connectors. Not sure how old I am. I'm 28. What is not an optimal age to get into coding? If you think there's an optimal age, then it would be, that would be your limiting factor. If I think that the optimal age is 50, to say like 50 is too old, and you think the optimal age is 45, then that's our mindset. I'm going to do it anyways, and you're going to be like, well, now that I've hit this thing, can't do it. Do I use After Effects? I sure do. Everyone's asking coding question. How's my day? Any cool plans for the weekend? Oh man, how is my day? I was probably gonna go to the gym. I have to teach some students here in a little bit, and then I don't know, make some videos, I guess. Make more content. Figure out how I can make more interesting stuff. Figure out what I want to do for like the special effects in today's video. Do I watch Westworld? No, I don't have HBO. My day has just started. Play with my dogs a little bit. Just came from the gym. Yeah, I gotta go get some arms in today. I can do a lot of effects in Premiere. If I want to get real specific with stuff, I need to use After Effects, but that's why I'm building a new computer, because I think it'd be more engaging, right? You need to sleep almost 24 hours. Go to sleep, man. Take it easy. Thanks for hanging out. Castle Rock. I did load up Hulu and I saw Castle Rock. Plans on building a web app from start to finish. The problem with that is it takes a lot of time. First I have to make the web app, and then I have to deconstruct the web app, and then I have to reconstruct it while I'm filming it, and then edit those videos and upload those videos as sections. It's difficult. Gabrielle. That's a good question, my friend. Danielle. Hello, welcome. What processor am I using for the new build? I was gifted this processor by an anonymous viewer. It is a Threadripper 1950X. I was also gifted a 1080 graphics card, an X399 motherboard, and a water cooler. Yeah, so a viewer, I guess, has some connections and was able to get me a Threadripper and a 1080 and a new motherboard, because I have an Intel motherboard, and also this, right, this water cooler here. Well, I make a video when I assemble my computer. Yeah, I sure will. It'll be maybe part of another one. Preferred Python IDE, just Visual Studio, not PyCharm or anything. Making web pages in Spanish more marketable. I don't necessarily know if there needs to be a dual language. But probably if you know more languages that companies need that for, then for sure. Calvin, welcome aboard. Ready Player One on demand. Watched again last night. Book was better than the movie, but the movie was good. Didn't they change out the part where they go into like the hotel scene with like the zombies and stuff? Craig, you're welcome, man. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the donation. I never expected that. What car do I have? I have a Nissan Juke. Is it okay to buy a user? Wait, what? Yeah, just put your real name. Yeah, the shining part. That was what I mean. Yeah, they changed that part out because a lot of people knew what the shining was, and what's in the book people don't really know. It's some arbitrary thing. If you're a polyglot, like speak in terms of code or actual like languages. In Europe, being able to speak more languages than English it's like more valuable. But in the United States, I would say the main languages are English and Spanish, 100%. Hello, looking forward to more of my videos. Thanks, I appreciate that. Let me know if you have any thoughts. If you want to talk in Discord, that's where I'm at when I'm not live streaming. I have goes to my phone. You speak 4 languages, definitely put it on there. Just, see if they're applicable. if anything, I think if you can know Spanish, you could say that in the interview to maybe if it's a company that's selling software, you could if it's a company that's selling software, you could be like, hey, I speak Spanish. We can double your customer base, you know? That might be a good marketing point. Yeah, they changed a lot in the movie. Man, but those special effects, if I could make my special effects like Ready Player One or Avatar or like Game of Thrones or maybe mainly Marvel, man. Joe, I know, dude, it's been a crazy ride. I saw that video starting to take off at like 8,000 views, and I'd always been on and off on YouTube, and I was like, you know what, this is never going to happen if I just don't keep doing it. And so what I did that same day is I recorded a video that said, let's see how far you are in a year, and, you know. Marvel, better than DC. I like Superman and Batman, but you can keep the rest. Do I worry as my channel grows I'll lose the intimacy? No, I block out a certain amount of time every night to engage with everyone, and most of the time it takes 10 minutes, but I block off like 35, 45 minutes every night to see how everyone's doing. And then every morning I wake up and I say hello on Discord, and I just check in, see how people are doing, find out about them. That's how I know Chris was making his move, right? I want to engage. Is this something I'd like to do full-time? David, yes, absolutely, 100%. I would like to do YouTube full-time. I like making videos and editing and helping people, seeing outcomes. I get to learn code and then teach code rather than having to be somewhere, I don't know. This vibes with me more than being in an office. But yeah, I really like to work for myself because that's how I am, right? I think that's just my personality, and, you know. I just want to be engaging to everyone that's here. I don't want to be some guy that's just on the other end of the screen that you can't communicate with, or some guy that makes a video and you guys leave comments with questions and then the questions just go unanswered. And like if you're asking me a question like, what should I do? I'm going to answer that question. I don't want to be some guy that's just like, well, he makes cool videos, but like, whatever. Someone said I was on a keto diet, right? So, paradigm, I didn't mean to skip that there. Yeah, I was on a keto diet, and then I was like, you know what, I think I'm just going to go low carb, high carb, cycle a little bit, and then maybe 1 week keto now and then. It's really hard to plan my diet. Do I have any mentors or dudes that I listen to for advice? Yeah, Joe's been pretty influential. Coding Phase, he's pretty smart guy. He's been helping me a lot. Who else? I like Tom Bilyeu, Casey Neistat, Peter McKinnon. I watch a lot of CinemaCom videos. Do I do martial arts? I have a black belt in Taekwondo, which is like the easy mode martial art. I don't know what the tech scene is like in Kansas City. I've never even been there. I've never even driven through it. You're driving around for work, you play YouTube videos. Don't worry, you don't watch while you drive. Whenever I'm driving around, I'm listening to Audible books. Do I like Gary Vee? Yes, I've read both of his Crushing It books. I really enjoy. Someone sent me a message on Skype right now. Stacy wants to connect with you on Skype. I have no idea who this person is. Everyone say hello to Stacy. Block. How long did the black belt take? A few years. Do I know the tech lead? He's really informative. I mean, I know about him. I don't watch his videos that much. Him and Yoma always hang out together. It's just like... Give her my credit card. No, I'm currently donating my credit card to another girl right now, and that's my girlfriend, because she keeps wanting to buy new furniture. Rhinoceros success. I haven't. Top NPM packages I'd recommend learning. Oh man, there's so many NPM packages. I would say, what kind of furniture does she make me get? First of all, she never makes me do anything. I am captain of the ship. She is first mate. If she doesn't want to, she can leave. Let's see. I don't know. I would say like high charts, D3. Do I use any memory techniques? For memory techniques, what I do is visualize things that I need to remember on a walkthrough. So I can visualize the inside of my house, and then if I want to memorize like a certain algorithm or code or something, I'll memorize the inside of my house, and that there will be a notepad on my desk, and I can come over and in my head walk through into my room in my house and look at that paper, and I can see it clear as day. But if I try to remember that algorithm or whatever it is on the paper alone by itself, I can't do it. There's been studies that have been done. If you visualize walking around something like a house or something that you know with things in it that you need to remember, then you can remember it a lot better. There's a memory hack for you. That only works in movies. I think it depends on how people learn. So it depends on if you have a visual memory. That only works in movies. It works for me, actually, so. You're coding while watching my stream. Nice, dude. Hopefully I'm not distracting too much. Do I like low-level programming, like Arduinos? I like Raspberry Pi's Arduinos, for sure, for sure. You sent me an email. Will do. Okay. So if I go into the memory hack, I heard this in a book. I think it was called, I remember I was on a walk. It was related to how people count cards. It was like, how do people that count cards have such a great memory, you know? And so what they did was they visualized a place, and inside of that place, there are things that they're trying to remember. So in this specific case, people would walk through the casino and be able to see the cards, like the king or whatever would always be at the casino, or the queen of spades would always be over like at the cash out section, right? And so it would help them associate with a place with a thing, and it would just help. Yeah, you sent me an email. Yeah, I think I read it. I was just at the gym. Let me get back to you at night. I'll respond tonight, okay? Don't mean to ghost you. Opinions on hackathons. They could be good. David. Oh, that's the name of it. LOCI. Yeah, Greek memory system of yeah. That's what it is. All right. Just sounds like more things to remember. You don't have you don't remember the layout of your house. You just know the layout of your house, you know? Did I take your advice and buy a goat? I saw that comment. I remember laughing. I was like, my dogs eat grass when they need fiber, so I just let them out front. Actually, right now, we're having a drought, so it hasn't rained at all, pretty much all summer. So my grass is dead. I don't know. I'll probably get a ticket for not having a live grass. And then my argument would be like, why do I need to waste water? We're in a desert. Like, people get penalized for not having enough green on their lawn, and it's like, really? I'm literally you're paying, like, I'm forced to use water in a drought. Okay. Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that before. There's like a whole documentary on how people are selling goats. Oh no, that was on Shark Tank. Yeah. Have you ever tried kombucha? Yeah, it tastes like a foot. It tastes like foot fungus. It's gross. I don't like it. It tastes like a foot and smells like a foot. Ugh. Why would you get penalized for that? Because I live in downtown Salt Lake City. Gil, thanks for hanging out. I live in downtown Salt Lake City, so it's like they want the city to look a certain way, and so like my grass can be, you know, as green as it gets, and then down on the street corner we have Joe Blow with some heroin needles, and it's like, you care about my lawn over that guy being allowed to sit on the end of the street and obviously do drugs? Get out of here. But that's the law. Wait, how do you know what foot fungus tastes like? Don't ask questions you don't want answers to, Craig. That's the simplest solution I have for that. Will you ever move out, like Cali or New York? Aesthetic tax. I live here because I want to do paragliding, and I want to live on the mountain. I really want to, my goal, I almost bought a house on the mountain, but I couldn't do it. But I want to live on the mountain, and my goal is to paraglide. My goal is to paraglide on the point of the mountain, which is like the best place in the world to learn to paraglide and do it. And I've been saving up money forever to go do it, and I haven't done it yet. But I want to land in my backyard like James Bond, and then like land on my back patio deck and have like a drink, and then grab it, and then like have the tripod in front of me and just like land in front of it and be like, good afternoon, YouTube. Today's video, we're going to talk about aerodynamics, or whatever, you know, that's like the dream. Mountain Mama, West Virginia, take me home, you know? Have I ever been diagnosed with mental disorders? As someone with a diagnosis. I have been told that I have depression, and they wanted to give me SSRIs, which I refused. Well, I did take because I was fat and lazy. And they were like, you can either work out to raise your serotonin levels, or you can take this pill. And me being like the World of Warcraft player that I am, I was like, yo, give me those pills. I ain't going to the gym. And then I started like not being able to remember anything. And then I like was sweating a lot, and it was just like, yeah, I could talk to people, but like I didn't even remember what I talked to them about. It was just all these weird side effects, and I was just like, you know what, I'll just work out. It's fine. You saw once someone asked if I was autistic. I sometimes I had to do a project in high school where I had to write about someone with autism in a book, and then I noticed that I related with a lot of stuff there. I never went and got diagnosed for it, but I identify with a lot of things that people with Asperger's struggle with. Like large crowds, loud noises, stuff like that. Like sometimes I think that I could be, but I've never gone to official diagnosis or anything. I just know that it makes me uncomfortable doing these things, but that's good, right? I can work through it. It's fine. I can grow, try and overcome. I don't know. Maybe I have ADHD. I can't tell. I get distracted very easily. Maybe that has to do something with my focus, and I should meditate more. You think I'm shy? I don't know. It was pretty bad when I was in high school. Like, it was not good. What kind of position do I want? I don't want a position. I'd like to be my own boss. I don't want to work for somebody. How many internships? 2. 2 internships. If I could graduate as a mechanical engineer, you think I could focus enough? I mean, if you look at the studies, people that have autism, they're very academically inclined, right? We're talking about ADHD though, so. When I interview people, I'm more on the spot. No, it's been like an acquired skill. Go back and watch my videos. Like, I can't even look at the lens. bad. I still can't even do that. Like yesterday, I filmed that intro 13 times. 13 times times 2 because I had to do myself and then my other self. If you're not working for somebody, you're working for everybody. Yeah, but I mean, I get it, right? You want to play the technical game, right? You're always going to be beholden to your customers. I understand that, right? But I would like the ability to decide my customers, decide my schedule, decide how I want to market the things I want to do. It's up to me to put food on the table. I really like the aspect of me having to put food on the table rather than, appeasing someone. It's a goal and a dream that I've had to prove to myself that I can put food on my own table. Favorite language to use for side projects? Depends on what it is. JavaScript. Thanks for the questions. Hey, thanks for the $7 donation, Dave. I appreciate that. Am I trying to think about what you're saying? Sometimes I have a list. Sometimes when they're talking, I come up with a new question that's not on the list. Thanks everyone for hanging out. We had 12 people here. I think that's a new all-time high for me, which is insane. Absolutely insane. I think it'd be really cool if I could host a meetup, and that meetup would be you guys, and then we could just talk, right? Just like this, except in person. We could sit down and we can go over and make plans and do all this stuff. My dad tried to make his own business, and then he lost everything because my dad's company laid him off, and so he's been working for one company for 23 years. His company laid him off, and then he started his own business doing the same thing, and they sued him for it for the non-compete clause, and he lost everything. So they laid him off, told him sorry, no, and he's like, well, this is the only thing I know how to do with my life. I've been doing this for 23 years. It's the only thing I know, so I'm just going to make my own business. And then they sued him, and he lost everything. Pretty much the shittiest outcome ever. And while he had his business, he was the happiest man that I ever knew. I worked with him. I worked with him for 6 months, side by side. I drove with him. He was like, yeah, I'm going to scale this, and you can take over. And okay, so the non-compete clause was for 2 years. So he was basically unable to do anything related to mechanics or anything mechanical, which is all he knows. That's what he's done for 20 years, his whole life until he's 50 years old. And he wasn't able to do that for 2 years. That was the clause. What kind of dad did my work do? What kind of work did he do? He did mechanics. He went to warehouses across Georgia, and he would fix sanitation machines or pieces of the manufacturing equipment, or basically just mechanical engineering. He would design parts, create the parts and fix it. Can he do it now, right? But he lives in Utah. 2 years has elapsed. You are correct. But he lost everything. He sold the house that I grew up in. He had to move into my grandparents' basement. He lost everything. He had to sell his tools. They took his boat. He loved his boat more than he loved me. And I say that in terms of endearment, right? That was his everything. He wants to live on an island and fish and retire. That's his goal. But he has no money to do it anymore. And so when that happened, I gave him everything that I had in my bank account. I saved up $5,000, which was what everything I had in my bank account since I just graduated and got a job. And I gave him everything I had, and I said, you know what, Dad, you shouldn't have to live in my grandparents' basement. Here, take this, move here. And I gave him my apartment, and I got a new apartment, and I paid his rent and my rent for a year until he could get back on his feet. And then we started finding out that ageism is real. And all this time I'm struggling with getting a job, then getting laid off, and then getting a job, and then I was laid off paying 2 rents at once with no income. That was fun. That was the most stressful time of my life. That's why I work so hard now, right? Because I have a job, things are good, keep your head down. Head down when times are good, head up when times are bad. Anyways, how's he doing now? He currently rents a basement out of someone's house, and he didn't have a car for a while. So I bought him a car. I made a video about that, anyways, I basically gave my family everything that I saved, and I help them out when I can. I give him, I gave him a car, try to just do what I can. And so since no one will hire him, he's been, how old is my dad? He turned 55 June 30th. So Patrick, what's up, dude? Welcome. Why give him cash rather than letting him stay at your place? Because I had a one-room apartment. So it wasn't, I couldn't, like, there was nowhere for him to go. I moved my dad, my mom, and my sister, and I live in like a 600 square foot apartment. You know what I mean? Have I ever considered him teaching to program? Yeah, I mean, I can, and he can do it, but that's just not his interest, He'd be doing it for the wrong reasons. So he has a full-time job. He has a full-time job right now. And he works. Like, he works to pay his rent, his rent. And so I told him to start making YouTube videos because he has all this mechanical knowledge, but no one will give him the time of day. I actually made a Reddit post, and I got everyone in the Discord to upvote it. I mean, his full-time job is not good. It's not very good at all. David, thanks for hanging out, man. Thanks for calling out that Loki Greek system of memory. I didn't know it had a name. I forgot what it was in the book, so I wrote that down. My dad's YouTube channel is called Mechanical Dad. He only has one video right now that I edited for him, but he filmed it. You can tell he's a little awkward in it, but he has a lot of knowledge to share. And I really want to... I'm going to give him this desktop when I get my new computer, because someone donated those parts that I showed you earlier, and I'm going to give him this computer, and I'm going to let him... I was going to sell it and try to, like, appreciate it. Appreciate it, David. Yeah, but my dad's YouTube channel is linked on Greek system memory, another Greek reference. That's what it was, right? You gonna get a gyro for lunch? Absolutely. Make sure to get a large fry with your gyro. I really wish someone would give my dad the time of day. Like, it's just not... It taught you not to count on companies. I watched my dad pour his blood, sweat, and tears into one company for them to be like, sorry, we're downsizing because we sold it to a venture capitalist. Now the CEO gets to walk away with 30 million. Meanwhile, you're going to be homeless, literally. And it taught me that there is no company loyalty ever. And I don't want to be beholden. I don't want that to happen to me. I want to be responsible for my own things. And my goal is to make enough money to buy my mom and dad a house, pay it off, just so that they can live in peace and retire. Like, that's all I want. And then if I could pay my house off too and make videos full time, fantastic. Is it more risky to have a business? It's more risky to have a business because you're responsible. People don't like responsibility. People don't like the pressure. So the safe route is to work for somebody and just be a good little employee and take your paycheck every 2 weeks. That's not my goal. My life, my responsibility. You're here for tech, not to cry. What's left on your house note, Josh? I paid $232,000 for this house. I've paid off almost a year now. So, I don't know. Yeah, so my dad he's pretty torn up, like, from doing mechanical work. I know everyone's here for code, but he's pretty torn up. Like, he had to have his rotator cuff replaced, all that stuff. And, I will do it. Because what's the other option? Give up? No. I will fail before I will give up. And then I'll try again. I will outwork anyone that says I can't do it. Like, it's like that Will Smith. You guys seen that motivational Will Smith thing? He's like, if you and me are going to work out together and we get on that treadmill side by side, you are going to get off that treadmill before me. I will run until, like, you quit or I will die. And that is how I feel about working for myself. I will outwork anyone that says I can't do this or I will die trying. Like, Yeah, so basically, I made a Reddit post, and the post was upvoted a lot, and I haven't gone yet, Christine. I upvoted the Reddit post, and I got all these responses on the Reddit post, and they're like, "Oh yeah, send me your dad's resume, and I'll submit it to the hiring manager." And I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be sweet. He's finally gonna have a chance." And no one followed through, and I followed through with people on Reddit, and I was like, "Hey guys, what happened to that offer?" It was just like these shallow internet offers, right? It was just like, I don't know. It's like I had like 15 people saying that they would help my dad out, and then no one did it. Sorry if you bummed you out. No, I mean, it is what it is, right? I have learned so much from that experience. It sucked when it was happening, and it really sucked when I didn't have a job and I had to pay his rent and my rent, right? Because I just expected he would be able to get back on his feet. I didn't realize ageism was such a thing. I didn't realize, he's got all these skills. He can do all this awesome work. He can make a motorcycle from a bike in the trash and a motor he found on the side of the road, and then make it work, and then use that as a car to get to work. Like, I'd like to see some fat fucking white-collared engineer in a cubicle be able to do that. Like, get on his level, Like, it pisses me off. But anyways. Yeah, right. And so then like I was actually like in Finland while he was losing his house and his car and his boat, and he didn't tell me because he was so embarrassed. He didn't tell me that I would never be able to go back to the house that I grew up in. I just came back and I moved to Utah, and I was like, "Hey, can I come visit you guys?" And they're like, "Well, how about we come to you?" And I was like, "Okay." And he didn't tell me that the house that I grew up in was just gone. Like, some people own it now. And I made a vlog on it like a year ago where I went back to Georgia, and there was these people in my house, and I went up and I was like, "Hey, I used to live here. Can I walk through my house one more time?" I never knew I wouldn't get to see it again. This is where I grew up. Like, and the people there were like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I lived here for the past 23 years. Could I please come walk through that?" And they're like, "Okay." And so I made a vlog on it. And it's fine. I mean, he wanted me to enjoy my life, right? But I was in Finland going through a divorce, worrying about having to be deported in the next 3 weeks. So, maybe. I wasn't really enjoying anything at that time. So he was losing his house and all this stuff, and I was in Finland getting divorced against my will, right? Because I need to finish my college degree. I have 6 months left of a college degree and 6 months left of a valid marriage visa. And I was like, if I fail like one class, I am just gonna end it, Like, I was like in a really dark place then. I was like, I'm over, I am done with life, because I'm gonna go back to America, and I'm not gonna have a degree, and they're gonna make me retake everything that I've ever had to do, because they're gonna say that none of this transfers over, and I'm gonna have to like struggle, and my parents don't have a house anymore, and so like I couldn't fail anything. And it was like the most stressful time. I was like, I was really in a dark spot. And so I was like, I'll either do it or I'm done. And so I did it. And now I think because I did, it's my job to only give back to people. Because I didn't feel like I could. Man, this emotional stream. You guys cutting onions up in here. You can just see, since we have started this entire thing here, we can look at the, do I speak Finnish? Did you Google Translate that? Yeah, I do, Craig. What do I think about Vue.js? I don't know much about it. It's going to compete against... I'm 28. You Googled it. Thanks, Brad. That appreciate that. Someone just needs to give him a shot. We don't speak English, we speak American. How long have I been doing YouTube? No, I saw that question earlier. I started it in 2011. I made some WoW videos. And then I was like, yeah, this is probably not going to take off. I made my I made my video game channel, and I got my very first video got 145,000 views in like a week, and I was like, oh, well, that was easy, and I didn't think anything of it. And I realized, like, now that I try hard to make videos and I get like 1,000 views, and I'm just like, oh my god, I could have kept doing that, and I could be like a rich Twitch streamer and never have to worry about this again. My work ethic. Well, I mean, that's my only option, Shibu, you know? What is my country? I'm in the United States. Do I stay in touch with the ex-wife? No. Nope, I do not. And I don't want to. I have nothing to say. I'd like to go back. I don't know. She said some really shitty things to me. She told me that I would never amount to anything. She told me that my mechanical engineering degree was going to be worthless and I'd probably have to work at the mall until I find a job, and that even then, you know, it doesn't matter. In Finland, there's a culture of people with engineers don't know how to do anything type deal. She told me that when we were married, she felt like she was in jail with me and that I was ruining her life. I never knew why. I still don't know why. I'm so perplexed. And so when she asked for a divorce, I was like, no, we're not going to get a divorce. She might be online. She doesn't know that I have a YouTube channel because I told her I wanted to make YouTube videos once when we were married, and she said that was a stupid idea and you'll never amount to anything. Have I read The Rational Male by Rosso, whatever his name is, Tomo? Yeah, I've read it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Red Pill, all that stuff. Yeah. I'm very aware, Vendetta, of all of that stuff, right? And so it's like Fight Club, you know what I mean? Yeah, she wasn't supportive. I remember I recorded a video, you can see one of my World of Warcraft videos, where I'm like, hey guys, thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video. Super awkward, super nerdy, super cringe. And like, I remember I showed that to her and I was like, what do you think? Does this sound good? Does this sound cool, or is it bad? She's like, that's terrible. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to put it anyways because I believe in myself a little bit. Why? Why did I marry her? I mean, because you didn't know these things before. I didn't know. I wouldn't have done it. She was right about the mechanical engineering degree. The mechanical engineering degree taught me that I don't want to do that and that I know what I want to do. Go to the gym. She sounds horrible. She was horrible. I've only tried to drink alcohol one time in my life, and that was on Christmas when she said she wanted a divorce. And I just tried to get like super wasted, and like it didn't work. I just ended up feeling really sick. And yeah. That was the first and last time that happened. What's the entry position? How long did I work in the field? About 2 years. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't about me, but she paid the rent while I went to school. And she's like, it's your job to do all this. And I'm like, I will. I'm like, I will get a good job. I will make good money. And I will take you on trips. And I'll pamper you. And blah, 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 blah. But she didn't believe it. She didn't believe it. She thought I was never going to be anything. She would tell me that. What field? Mechanical. What field of mechanical? Automation. I mean, I get it, right? It made me who I am. It made me realize I don't want to get married again. I won't get married again. I have a girlfriend now. She's pleasant. You'll get married again. Common law? Yeah, Utah does not have common law marriage. I made sure of that. I've already told my girlfriend that I'm not going to marry her. And that if she wants to leave, then she can leave. What's common law? Common law marriage is when you've lived together for a certain amount of time, then you're automatically considered married in the eyes of the state. But to be common law married, you have to be portraying yourselves as a married couple. She couldn't just go to the court and be like, we're married. I'm like, well, actually, no, we don't portray ourselves as a married couple. Yeah, but there's some nuances to it. You have to portray yourself as a married couple. You couldn't just go to the court. And besides, only a few states offer that anyways, you know? I'm just not done the marriage thing. I'm not doing the marriage thing ever again. I see no benefit into getting it. For tax, okay, so this is what I always get, right? People are like, but if you get married, then you can get the tax break. And my thing is, if you're worried about taxes, you're not making enough fucking money. Okay? It's not smart. Define smart. What is smart in getting married? I don't gain anything from it. I mean, like, let's just be real here. I make I make a lot more money than she does. However, if I get married, she's now entitled to half of my shit. Why? So no, that's not going to happen. I'm 28 years old. It's dumb to have that mindset. I feel like I'd rather wake up and choose to be with the girl that I'm with than have to be chained to her. Like, if it's not working and she's like, let's go to counseling. How about we just skip this bullshit? And if you're at counseling, you're already done. So how about you just leave and we move on? What career does she have? She's a phlebotomist. Tax breaks are good at every level because it's a percentage. Yeah, but I mean, if you take 10% of $100 million, all right, take my 10%. I still have what's rest, you know, like you're not. Everyone's concerned about me getting married. All right, can't we just be honest and be like, why do I have to pick one girl? There's a whole lot of girls out there. Like, can I just try a bunch of them? The only reason that I would marry someone would be for the kids. Maybe. No, I take it back because it'd probably be better. I just don't. People get married thinking that you're going to be the same people that you meet as. So when you meet someone at the very beginning and then you get married, you think that you're never going to change. You're never going to grow apart. You're never going to go together. You think that you're just going to be the same. And then things start to change. And you want to change the other person back into someone, or that person wants to change someone back into somebody, and then, you know, like right now, when I first married my when I first started dating, when I first started dating my girlfriend, I was a lot more like, let's just have fun and blah blah blah, and then things with my family started to happen, and then now I'm like all about the hustle, and so I spend less time with her, and so I've changed into this person that cares about being able to provide for myself rather than taking and going on vacations and stuff. And I've explained this to her. I was like, look, you can still be here, but this is who I am now. Might be someone different. I want Josh and Jim. I will go to the gym. Confirmed on stream. Now, my girlfriend's a phlebotomist. She wants to do medical stuff. Should you do mechanical engineering or computer science? Do computer science. Let's see. No one wants to die alone. Just because you're married doesn't mean that still won't happen. You don't want to get me negative about love things. Christine, I just have a history of things, and I'm just like, you know, your crush left you because you don't have money. Sounds like you don't want to be with her anyways, bro. What the fuck? When am I starting the next run? It depends. I think it will be September, because that every month Patreon bills on the 1st. So Eli says these opinions change if you if you meet the right person. Like, that's the fucking fallacy that everyone has. There's a right person. There's lots of right people. Why do I gotta pick one? Can I have all of them? Can I just have a test ride with each one? We have our 3 years. Okay, it was great. All right, next 3 years, great. Like, I don't care. Let's see. Put on size while doing low carb. I mean, you put on size by, like, protein, right? What's up, Appy? Welcome aboard. I'm a thought. Get yourself a nice can of thought begun. Ahmed wants to know my thoughts on things that will only stir up controversy. Even doesn't matter the answer, right? So let's not answer that. You wonder how my girlfriend feels about all this. I have told everything that I've said to the stream to my girlfriend. She's okay with it. Don't worry about it. Let's talk about politics, religion, and every other controversial subject here. Let's not do that. We're talking about life. Have I ever seen someone with another country land a job as a developer in the US? Absolutely. 100%. Can I tell you some things about it? Yeah, go to Stack Overflow, go to perks, and then after that, click. Yeah, let's go to the perks, and then click on the little gear, and then see, Dom, we can't be having that. We can't be having any politics or religion or personal things like that. I'd really like to shake hands with every one of you, and I wouldn't want to taint that up front with beliefs about what we don't do the majority of our day. White Doggo made a cameo. How to meet my current girlfriend? I don't remember. I think I swiped on her on Tinder. I don't remember swiping on her, but that's how I met her. Where's my doggos? Also, I have my windows open and my air conditioning's off, but I don't want to get up and turn it off. I feel like my dad, like, you trying to air condition the whole neighborhood? Well, I guess so. Except now I'm paying the bill. Your religion is girls with thick thighs. My religion is I go to the church of iron, right? Where we have Broden, who blesses you with these gains, right? And then we look out for the sinful gains goblins, such as your bad diet, to come and steal everything that you've been working for. Should toilet paper be installed over or under? Obviously over. What are my macros? That's a good question. I try to get like at least 180 grams of protein a day. 1 gram per pound of body weight. You think you're the oldest guy here? 47? It's all good. Do I log everything that I eat? Nah, I don't. I used to do that, and it just, I started eating the same thing over and over and over again, so it didn't matter. Patrick, I know, man. It's your boy, Asian girl in a diaper, always here. I think I'm going to do a live stream with my dad one of these days. I think that'd be nice. He can tell you the story. He's too, I don't think he'd do it. What subject will the next videos be about? I was thinking about how to stay focused during the day. If you're a remote dev, that would be neat. Also, let's look at the Trello roadmap. If you want to see my list of ideas, here. How much longer will I be streaming today? Well, in 15 minutes I have to go teach, so probably for 15 more minutes, since that's not enough time to go lift. You got the confidence you could become a developer? Dude, the confidence was already there. You just discovered it, man. You didn't gain anything. What happened to coding setup? Oh, coding setup was going to happen, right? And I was going to include the build video of my new computer, which was supposed to be delivered yesterday, but it's not. How can you learn Apache Spark? Man, that's a specific question. I don't know. Google Apache Spark tutorial. I don't know. Does passion come before or after you start coding? It comes after every time. There's a lot of times where I'm like, well, I'm going to get stuck again today, and that's a pretty big turn off. But then you do it, and you're like, well, here I am. Now I'm stuck. Then you keep doing it. And then you figure it out, and you're like, oh, holy crap, I figured it out. And that's where the passion comes. Do that a few more times, then you have a history, and you can remember that you did that. Have I ever thought about making a workout app? Yeah, I did. I have, but... yeah, anyways, that's my roadmap for the day. My hair is so frizzy today. It's just like next level. Hold on. Here we go. Now it looks like the Trump-esque hair. How's Fortnite clone coming along? I haven't touched it. Make a to-do app. I think I'll make a to-do app with a live chat. Make an app that makes apps. And then sponsor everyone on YouTube and call yourself Squarespace. Have you ever thought about getting cornrows? I think I'd probably get jumped if I did that. When working remote, do I compile locally to test, then add to the branch? Yeah, we always do that. I actually emailed Squarespace to see if they would like work with me. Because I was like, look, how about I make a video on Squarespace since I know that you have your applications in certain scenarios. Give me that link. And they didn't do it. I don't know. I saw Mayuko. Mayuko did a video that was like, this video is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a website or something simple for your friends, blah, blah, blah. Like, girl, you're a software engineer. What you doing? I should do a video about what's in my backpack that I take to work. You guys want to see my makeup too? I like Jarvis. Not a huge fan the rest of them. I should get I should get my girlfriend to be my thumbnail. Then I'll get lots of clicks. My girlfriend's half Asian, so I think then I'd get thousands and thousands of views if I just put her as the thumbnail in every picture. Burning bridges. Burning bridges that I never had. No, I would still work with them, right? I can say that and still be respectful and be like, look, let's work together, but this is my opinion right now, because of, you know, what's happened. And, you know, reach out to me. I like Jarvis. Jarvis is pretty cool. How to get an interview featuring Asian girlfriend. Yeah. How to get an interview featuring Asian girlfriend. Not clickbait. Maybe they'll reach out to me. So Christine, I've reached out to them multiple times. I messaged Mayuko directly on Slack. I know that she saw it. I've reached out to Yoma. I've sent an email to him. I just don't have a value proposition, right? He's in the startup world. He's in it to make money. He's not as, like, he doesn't engage as much, right? You can tell that this is about money for them. And, you know, they just ignored me. So wait, Yoma, John Ma. I would still, like, I would like to work with him. Just reach out to me, dude. I might meet him one day. I'm sure I will. And we'll talk. And I'll be like, you remember that time you didn't answer my email? That was kind of lame. But it's fine. I mean, I get it, right? Value proposition's not there for him. He's got 100,000 plus subscribers on his channel, and I don't. And therefore, him partnering with me or endorsing me does a lot more for me than it does for him. So why would he spend his time on it? And that's how you know it's about the money. Hey, thanks, man. Well, so this is the thing. John Ma, right? Yoma, or Joma, whatever. And then Mayuko and Tech Lead and Engineered Truth. They all know each other in real life, right? So if one person has lots of subs, then they just pick and choose who they want to work with, and everyone else gets boosted. That's it. It's like cheating. They didn't have to start from scratch. They don't understand the work. Please tell me you understand the work. He makes a video like once a week. I make a video every single day and a live stream. Who puts in more work? They don't get it. It's fine. Once I get to that level, I will surpass them exponentially. It's fine. And if I'm wrong, good. Like, I hope they do it better than me so that I can learn from them and then I can get better. It's not like that to me. But at this rate, with the amount of work I put in compared to them, it's fine. like, yeah, I don't spend my time comparing. I just look at the math, do the math, see the work everyone's putting in. It's fine. And even when I get to that level and say like we're like neck and neck, but I don't care, right? I'm focused on this. I'm not focused on other people. I just want to like do my thing. And if they want to work with me, if they want to come on my channel, all right, dude, fine. That's all good. I don't care. Let's talk about it. I like Jarvis. Jarvis is fun. He's funny. I'd like to work with him. I think some guy's delivering an Amazon package to my house right now. My dogs are about to lose their bananas. Is this real life? Is this actually happening? I might have to go to the door. Yep, it's happening. All right, be right back. Is this real life? No. No, it's not. It's not unboxing time. It was as a package for the girlfriend. I opened the door like right as she was setting it down. She's like, "Oh, hello." I'm like, "Yep, hi." Meanwhile, my dog's like trying to smell her. Do I know? I don't really know Node that well. Do I teach JavaScript? Yeah, I mean, I can. I do. I will in about an hour. I thought I had a student in 5 minutes, but apparently it's 1 hour from now. So, do your computer build on video? Yeah, I will. Or maybe live stream would be weird because I might not have everything. I think I need to get some thermal paste. I'll probably film it. Like, imagine a MKBHD type video. I think that'd be better than a live stream build. Yeah, if someone leaves a box on my porch, definitely gonna get stolen. What do I eat for breakfast? I don't. I do an intermittent fast, so I usually skip breakfast. I'll probably have some lunch. I woke up pretty early though, so I might eat around lunchtime. A new bowling ball. That's how we know. John Fish. I don't know John Fish. Nah, dude, bowling's cool. I just recently discovered that there's a bowling alley down the road from my house. Didn't even know. The best intro to Python. Then he stopped. I mean, that's how it happens. You don't get the feedback that you want. You go in thinking you're going to get thousands of views, and then you don't. When will I be flying again? Again. I don't know, man. That's the dream. Patrick. Oh, we didn't stop vlogging though. Vlogs are difficult. Vlogs are difficult to make when people don't know your story. If you're just making vlogs. Because it doesn't really provide that much value to the viewers. It doesn't help people. Yeah, I mean, some, I'm just saying in general, people that vlog are just like, here's my life, look at all this stuff that I have and all the stuff that I do. Okay, good for you. I got stuff to do. Do you watch Chris Sean? I talk to him like almost every day. We always joke around. All right, one more minute and then I'm out. No, I'm not making Udemy. I'm going to put the courses on Teachable instead. If you want to get, I like Tom Bilyeu, man. I want to go like, I want to meet Tom Bilyeu. I want to meet Casey Neistat. I want to meet Gary Vaynerchuk. I want to meet Peter McKinnon. I want to meet people that make the content that I want to make. Bye, Christine. Thanks for your suggestions and wanting to keep me positive. I appreciate that. Knock, knock. Can you work from home? Absolutely. Logan Paul or KSI? Neither. Have I ever programmed PLC? Yeah, I did that. I did for my final project. Let me just give some shout outs to some peeps. Christine, Bratz, Alex, Tradwick, Crusader Rabbits, Craig, thanks for hanging out. All the other lurkers that are here, I appreciate it. Sorry that the stream's ending if you just joined. Abdullah, no Mike, how's my day? It was good. Sorry, I forgot that question. Dennis, how's it going, man? Manas, welcome. Artificial Hype, hello. Thanks everybody for hanging out. John Sonmez. Oh yeah, I'd like to meet John Sonmez. Simple programmer dude. Yeah, he's good. He's really he changed his whole programming thing to be Bulldog mindset now. He's responded to a few of my comments before. And I told him, I was like, look, I realize I don't provide enough value for you to do an interview with me right now, but soon. Jarvis Johnson, yeah, dude, that'd be cool. All right, guys, I'm out. If you want a t-shirt, I would appreciate it. It helps the channel so I can make more videos. Also, no one's buying t-shirts, so I'd appreciate it. Bye, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you today in the next video with What's the Trick. I already got my cards ready, so see you later.